old, groaning like a geezer.
I just had to throw that in there for Kelsey. Okay, everybody, welcome. It is another exciting episode. In fact, this is episode 26 of GRAYBEARD'S Studio. It's amazing to think that we've been doing this that long. That would be 26 weeks. Let me see, divided by 4, carry the 3, divide by 6. What is that? 7, almost 7 months. That doesn't seem possible. But here we are. And this week's episode, and what was the tightest poll, all 3 categories were just neck and neck the whole way. Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age comic book heroes. Golden Age won by that much. So we're going to go way back in time, which actually for some of us isn't that far back in time. But we're going to go back and get a little nostalgic today with some Golden Age superheroes. Thank you all for joining us. I know our good friend EVS fired up a stream to try and steal our ratings, but it won't deter us from moving forward with probably the best show on the internet. I'll just say it. Why not? But I can't do it by myself. I've got to have some help, and I've got help. I've got co-hosts, talented people. One of them is right here. It's his name is David Williams, and he does something called Bass Reeves West of Hell, among many other things. Welcome, David, to the show. There he is. It's always about product placement with David. Look at that. And blank paper and no dialogue. It's the David Williams way. There we are. Welcome, David. Thank you for joining us today. Let's bring in a guy who sometimes is missing in the swamps, but other times he's readily available. And today he's readily available. It's Kelsey Bigfoot Shannon. Hey, Kelsey.
I'm only missing in my mind.
Well,
I'm lost.
Possibly. Hey, do you have is that like a little cover for the paints thing, or is that like a brownie cover from a
what?
Is that like that plastic cover there? Is that from like a case of brownies you bought, or is that for actually the paint?
No, it's for my Doc Martens. But yeah,
No.
I already ate the brownies.
Okay, all right. So it has dual use. All right, we have one other character to bring in here that he might remember the Golden Age because I think he started reading comics back then. The fantastic inker, known only as Gary Martin. Hey, Gary, welcome.
Known only as all those other adjectives before the show that you were throwing at me don't apply on this.
Get jerk off.
We're completely cordial backstage. Come on now. Don't be spreading false rumors or anything. Let's take a quick look at the chat here before we get rolling and see who's here. Leg Kick is here because, of course, Leg Kick is almost always here. Pastmaster Dan is here. McGregorable. Hail, there he is. Creative Faye is here. Caleb Reynolds, Marcus Killigrew, Repairman Jack. He said, heroes, David has a definite advantage. Ahoy, Aaron, David, Kelsey, and Gary. So he's already betting on David to win this thing, even though it's not a competition. So I don't know where, he's laying odds or anything. I don't know if you have a bookie that people cover this show. I don't know. Joseph Dredd is here. Brian Norton, Ignite, Ronan, Squibs. There's Gary Martin in the chat as well. Joseph Dredd says, who will win the non-competition competition this week? Only time will tell. H is for Heretic is here. Golden Age, Endless Possibilities. Indeed. There's Christina Lynn. Art Vandelay, everybody's favorite architect, has joined us. Robert the Bruce. Wasn't he like a Scottish warrior or something?
That's right.
Something like that. We got
The
people-
Bruce, is that like a Bruce is a thing? So you have to.
I think so.
So I think okay for the rest of the show, call me Gary the Martin.
Yes.
What is it? Robert Bruce says, I'll have to super chat money towards new equipment. I don't know exactly who maybe Kelsey he's pointing at.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll tell you about that soon.
You got a super chat already.
Ruby Jade, I'm getting there. Ruby Jade, oh my gosh. Ruby Jade 90 is here. Schism. Frankly 0 is here. Anthony Gonzalez Clark. Brian Norton. Sequential Treasures, of course, is here. Raven Saber. Hyper Wizard. Oh, what? Ruby Jade. Are you kidding me? $20. Hail Graybeard's my favorite CG stream. Thank you, Ruby. Appreciate it very much. I'll make sure that I don't share this with any of my co-hosts.
Ruby Jade is my favorite chat person, by the way.
Well, it's mine
I won't
now.
say why. This person knows why. But
Okay, well, Ruby Jade says Golden Gary today. Wow, Golden Gary today. I guess your yellow shirt is what she's referring to. Eric the Guapo is, I put 20 down on David and 10 on Kelsey, so he covers all of his bets. That way he doesn't lose too big. No one bet on me, though. That's kind of disheartening. Here we go. Eric the Guapo says, Robert the Bruce was the real Braveheart. When he died, the Celts cut out his heart, put it on a plate, and took it to the battlefield with them.
Okay, don't call me the Martin anymore. I don't want doing that to me.
There's no Madaman is here as well. Hey guys, please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell for notifications. Push all those buttons down there. It helps us grow into not only the best internet show, but the biggest. What is that?
It's from his home planet.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, is that like that crystal meth stuff or that crack cocaine? What is that?
Yeah, they grow it down south here. Yeah.
That's growing under his art table.
Oh,
Found it
Brian
underneath
Norton
under his toenail.
No. Oh my gosh. Brian Norton says Art Vandelay was first an importer exporter. That is actually true. That's right. Those are little Seinfeld references there. Brian Suddenly Old is in the chat, and I got to talk to Brian and his wife extensively at the Mid-Valley Comic Art Festival thing I was at.
Is that Ohio?
Weekend. No, right here in town in Salem.
Oh, Mid-Valley. I was okay.
Yeah, it sounds very sort of
Yeah, I talked to the promoter guy. What was his name? Steve.
I want to say Steve, but was it
Hold on a
Brian
second.
or was it Steve?
Yeah,
No,
Steven.
yeah.
I talked to him at Free Comic Book Day, and he invited me to next year.
Kelsey, the lighting director over here.
What the heck is he doing, man? See, he took some of that crack cocaine and now he's just like tripping out, man.
It's gonna be a good show, man.
Right, man.
It's gonna be so cool. Oh, Creative Face says I would bet on Aaron, but I have no money. I hear your pain. I feel it. But thank you for the vote of confidence.
I'll take your marker.
Yeah.
Sequential Treasure says Art de Bear calls the golden age his midlife crisis. That's pretty good. Dad's Den of Pop Culture says ask Kelsey to turn his microphone up. Can you not hear
Yeah, that's very funny. If you watch my show this morning, you'll know that I dropped my microphone into a glass of water. Maybe this will help. Let me turn this up a little bit. Is that better?
Was it water or vodka?
No, it was water. As
Okay.
far as I know, I don't. Pretty sure it was water. I want to drink the vodka.
What, you like did that on a dare or something? I mean, what
No, like I reached over to grab a piece of artwork and it just all came off my desk and right into a glass that I had sitting on the floor over here.
Was there
It
any
was
sort
like glug glug glug. You know?
was any sort of electrical shock or anything accompanied by that?
Nah, well maybe, but I'm probably used to it at this point.
I might have got electrocuted. I'm not sure.
So now, yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to dry out, see if it still works. But It was given to me by Fat Cecil, and Fat Cecil doesn't exist anymore. So I'm really nervous that it's not going to work. It's the last thing we got from him.
Oh my gosh, Fat Cecil, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron, I
Time
have
for
a
a new one
request.
anyway.
I have a request. Can we have a tour of your studio before we start?
Oh, yeah.
Whose?
Yours.
Yours.
Oh gosh, you guys. All right.
Yeah, look at he groans, but he's going to do it.
Yeah.
It's nothing special.
No,
It's
I mean,
just
come
a
on.
studio
If
you
I
got.
had that studio, man, I'd show it off.
Yeah.
All right.
What you should do is to set your camera up so that the whole studio is behind you. I mean, really show it off.
I need like this massive fisheye lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me because you demanded it. There it is. What do you think?
Blick.
I thought it would be better, or at least
I thought it was. Oops! I just knocked over my.
knock your microphone into the water.
Yeah, knock
All right,
it right into the
so-
water.
This right here, this table is set up right in front, or right next to the computer screen. This is going to get trippy. So there's the computer screen, and I got this little desk for working while I'm on the show.
Is that a Wrightson above the computer? What is that?
Yep,
Wow.
Oh, the dinosaur.
I had the original. I had the original
Dragon.
pencil. This Gary, you were there when I bought it.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
right. I forgot. That's right.
I sold it though, and now I kind of regret it. But
Yeah, of course.
anyway, so we go over here, and there's my drafting table, giant drafting table my dad made me when I was 16.
Wow.
Wow.
Dinosaur heads on the wall from
Of
Weta.
course.
More dinosaurs up there. Bookcase.
I like that flat file.
Yeah.
That's two
Yeah.
flat files, and there's another one right over in that corner below the dinosaurs that you can't see.
Is that your original art collection in there?
No, well, my original. Okay, so there's a curio cabinet in the corner. That's toys. There's my comic rack. There's a bookshelf behind the comic rack. You can see Batman's head up there from the Warner Brothers store.
I thought it would be cool to have a comic book rack next to my drawing table, but then I saw how expensive they were, and that was
Well,
that.
Shelley got it for me for Christmas, so I even though it's kind of taking money out of one pocket, putting it in the other
That's true,
thing,
yeah.
I try to
Yeah.
pretend that it's not. So
It's cool. Yeah.
bunch of original artwork up there. There's another toy curio cabinet right there. Another bookcase. Oh, yeah. There's the hallway that leads out to. Oh, there's the side of my head. Okay, now there's a bookcase over there. Bunch of toys up on that. A bunch of toys up there on that shelf, and those double closet doors right there. Comic book collection is behind that. And look, another drafting table right there that I got from a retired architect. She was like, "Do you want this?" It was my neighbor in Florida. It's like, "Do you want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want it, but I have no place to put it." But I took it anyway, and there it is.
Hey, Ruby says, my nephew has a dino room too. He's 4.
I don't find that humorous at all. Anyway, so there you have it. And I got to tighten up my camera again, but we'll switch back over here. There is the 10-cent tour.
Now, see, wasn't it in the chat? Wasn't it worth it? Wasn't it's like the best studio you guys have ever seen?
Very nice.
They're loving it. Yep. It says you got some old school furniture. Well, I am old school, so that's why I gotta fix this.
Oh yeah, I mean, we artists hang on to art furniture like the Grim Reaper.
Well,
I mean,
it's so expensive.
I've got art supplies that go back decades.
So do I. My paint, I've got like dried up paint tubes, of watercolor and oils. I still haven't thrown them out.
Here, if you share my screen, I'll show you my studio if you guys are interested.
Yeah, actually, I do want to. There you go.
What do you think? Swear draw like right here.
Yeah.
It's a little smoky in here, but I smoke, so
Right. That would that explains the smokiness. Wow, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't. Well, put that back up again. I put the wrong thing up there. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I showed your hand.
Oh, no. Nice
Okay,
studio.
let's try that joke again.
Yeah,
Here
please.
we go. There's your studio. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Heavy smoker.
It's on fire.
There we go. There's my joke. Ba-bam.
Wasn't this video accompanying something that said that these global elitists, they want to kill like 200 million cattle for climate change, but then there's got this eternally burning tire yard in the Middle East that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing California outlawed straws.
Yeah,
my
right.
gosh.
Straws. Yeah. My God, I feel safer already.
Yeah, exactly. Can't you just feel your lungs just relaxing because the air is so much clearer now? Oh. Okay, so anyway, we're doing Golden Age superheroes today, and I think we're all sort of stalling as we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do, but we're going to do a little show and tell first. David, what do you got for us?
I sent you some stuff, but I have some things that I just wanted to show him. I was doing some painting on the back of like an art pad and the cardboard.
Yeah.
And I was doing some of this Pete Hawley type art just to figure out what the gouache could do, and it's pretty awesome. I like painting on this stuff because it already creates a mid-tone for the art.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Where's the rest of it?
It's coming.
Oh, okay.
This was just a test. This is just a test.
Look at this, man. You got three dudes chasing this chick in a bikini.
Right?
I mean, what's going on here? She seems to be loving it, though. So.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Well, it's summertime. I guess.
White boy summer. Is that what male?
White boy summer. Yeah.
There you go. And then Kelsey, I did a Spider-Man.
Yeah. Apparently, this was my fault. So you're welcome.
Yeah. And then he told me, he said, "Hey, are you gonna paint it?" And I was like, "No." He said, "You should paint it." And I was like, and I was like, "No, I wasn't gonna do it." As soon as we get off the phone, I started painting.
Yeah.
And I painted this.
Nice. That's great. Also gouache, right?
Yes.
You guys are turning me on to gouache because I've been using acrylics, and maybe gouache is a little bit more. I don't know.
It's a lot more forgiving.
Yeah, and it has the vibrancy, and you could get a better consistency than watercolor.
And it's matte too, so when you're shooting it or doing a scan of it, it's not reflective in any kind of way. So
yeah. And you guys remember this winter from last
year. I remember that
not a competition. Nice piece, though. Nice piece.
But I sent you some stuff that
let me bring it up here
has to do with the Golden Age. So I did some Golden Age stuff for Marvel. And then Kelsey and I, with Gary, did some Golden Age
first? What's this first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are the Archie heroes. And those were, I believe, done in the Golden Age era, or it could be Silver. I'm not sure, but
Shield, the Shield, the Hangman, the Black Hood. Those guys are all I know. Definitely Golden Age. I don't know
the Web. I forgot half of these characters. Man.
Yeah, I can't remember them either. Wait a minute, there's one
the color version.
I'm bringing the color up right now.
Gary inked it. I drew it, and Kelsey colored it.
Those are the characters that inspired the Watchmen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Charlton guys. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, who's this guy in
the Archie ones?
Yeah, not counting the Archie characters, yeah.
Who's this guy right here in the foreground with a red star in his chest?
That's the black. He's Red Star as far as I'm concerned.
Clever name.
Yeah. Marcus Killiger, I'll bet money knows who all these guys are.
Yeah,
that's the Black Hood here, Shield, and that's Hangman, but those are the only three, and that's Jughead, obviously.
Yeah.
This Archie right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Veronica and Betty are in there too.
Mark is on the,
Look at
left.
Batman Beyond is right here.
That's the Fox.
Yeah, man,
Oh, okay. Not to be confused. Okay.
I still get people shouting this book out. This apparently this the super teens were a big deal for people. So
Yeah. Going closer, look at how great Kelsey colored this.
well, it's kind of bright.
Yeah, it's
We
back.
turn down the lights a little bit.
Yeah. David and I wrote that story, and Archie kind of decided not to pay us, so another writer had to take over.
Oh my goodness. Is that Solar?
Is that what
under the
happened?
atom?
Yeah.
Yep. No.
That's not Solar. I was
No,
joking.
no.
It looks like it. Let's see.
That's a
Someone said Archie.
very cool pose.
Someone said Archie was called Pure Heart.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly who he was.
And this right here is Betty.
That's
Yeah,
Veronica.
that's Betty.
No,
No,
Veronica.
yeah, you're right. That
Okay,
is Betty.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Her name is Striptease.
Yeah, I was
there you
gonna say- This is a nice color job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gary inked it. It's so tight. It was amazing.
Well, this is a really good piece all the way around. I'm not just singling Kelsey out for kudos. You guys all really knocked this one out of the park. This is really nice. How long
it's
ago
a
was
given.
this?
How long ago was that? I don't even
Yeah.
remember.
That long ago, huh?
A couple years ago.
Yeah. And then I did
I'm looking for it. Hang on a second. I got to.
Honestly, it was probably like 10 years ago at this point.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Hang on a second here.
I can't believe it was that long ago. That's just crazy.
I know.
It's kind of
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a little
So,
golden age.
That was a cover for one of the adventure books that they were doing.
Oh,
yeah.
Marvel Adventures.
Marvel Adventures, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to put the Golden Age.
You got the Torch and Toro back here, and Submariner.
Yep.
Can I
And,
color this too?
is that
No.
Ms. America right there? It
Yeah.
is. And the Wizard, he's about ready to take a leak. The Wizard.
And the wizard.
yeah. And his costume is yellow.
Yeah, I know.
The Sean Galloway Cheeks colored that.
Oh,
did he?
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cheeks, God.
Yeah, the wizard. I just found out about the wizard today because somebody left a comment like, you should do the wizard, but make him cool or whatever.
Who's the
Is
Wizard?
it possible?
Well,
to
there
make
you
it-
go. You already did him.
Exactly. I'm done.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. Is David was like turning these into me, going, "Yeah, I don't have to do anything today. I've already kind of covered the whole golden
I've
age."
addressed this issue.
Yeah. All right, that's very, very cool stuff. Very good stuff. But you still have to draw today. Okay, Gary, what do you got here? Let's see. Hang on.
Yeah, it looks like you got some Kiss or something going on back there. What is that? Some hairband action?
Yeah, it's a commission piece that I've been chipping
Oh, the
away
Who?
at for like 2 months, and I finished it actually this morning.
Wait, who is this?
You guys have to bear with me. I am not a rock and roll band
Maneskin?
aficionado. Yeah, it's an Italian rock band, and the client apparently his wife loves this band, and so he commissioned me to do this for her
This
birthday.
totally seems like a Brian Ballin piece.
Yeah, it does.
This is 16
closer.
by 20, so it's poster size.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
especially
except
that
for
girl
the-
with the star pasties. on
Yeah,
her
I knew
boobs.
you would
That's a
single her
total,
out.
well, no, that's a total Boland looking type outfit. You know.
Let me blow it up.
Yeah, great line work on her. On the rest of it too. Yeah.
Look at Gary draws her on there. Then he chastises me for looking at it.
Yeah, right.
You look at-
I knew you would look at that.
Yeah, wait a minute. One, two, So except for the instruments, this is all brush.
Ah, that's great. Maneskin.
That's a pretty pretty lively band, it looks like.
Yeah, they're very enthusiastic about what they do.
Is this a current band or is this like an older
Yeah,
band?
it's a current band.
Okay.
They are performing currently, as in current band. So yeah, this was probably, if I added up the hours, probably a week's worth of work in this piece.
Wow. Dang, man. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. That's very cool. Kelsey, what can you show us?
Oh, is this it? My turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
just don't knock your mic into the water this time, okay?
No, it's already gone. Let me see. Where am I? Hold on. There it is. So that's from last week. Pulled it out. Didn't think it was going to work out, but it turned out okay.
Okay. This is freaking amazing. What are you talking about?
I think I got really lucky. I got lucky on the rock and stuff, the big cube.
Now this was a muddy mess. So what did you go in and do? Did you go? This is all gouache, right?
Yeah. Well, I inked the outline with a pen, with a just a like one of these guys, zebra pen. But yeah, just gouache, and I mean that's honestly that's how a lot of paintings start. You do that underpainting, and then you hope to hell it works. That's right. Isn't that how every painter works?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's like if you don't think at some point you've ruined it, you're not normal, because you have to keep pushing through until you get done, and then you've got a piece. And look at this.
Oh,
the underlighting is fantastic on there. The
I like that. I like that plume of smoke right by his elbow.
Yeah,
and stuff. That all the colors in there is so nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was all an accident. Yeah, I mean,
that was your palette, right? You were using that, and you go, "Hey, that looks pretty good. I'll just leave it in there."
Yeah, pretty much. I kept throwing stuff in there, but that's when all these paintings I've been doing, I've been kind of like figuring out the gouache, and then I was just so impressed with how much this withstood, and it didn't buckle much. So, but then I had a bunch of computer work to do, and then I was talking to David about painting, and we got all excited about some ideas, looking at Chiarello, and I couldn't help myself, and I started this She-Hulk painting, and it was a real test of like the limits of gouache, because I had her arm was coming out way out here, and like her forearm was like super long, and it just looked weird. And I was showing it off on my stream, and everybody was like, no, don't touch it. I'm like, I don't know. I hate that arm. And I, just didn't want to show it off. So I went in there with the gouache and just painted over it and erased some of this, repainted it. And I swear you can't tell the difference really.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
And it reminds me of, I forget this, who is that guy? He worked at Valiant for a time. He does some really good painting. He did like a Fantastic Four. Like you remember, like when Alex Ross did Marvels, this guy did like a Fantastic Four book like that. What is his name? Never mind. Oh, I forget his name.
Is he American?
No, well, I mean he's American, but I think he's got like a Spanish name or whatever. He does.
Not Lewis. It's not LaRosa, is it?
No, not Lewis. I'm trying to find this Valiant book he did. That'll tell me his name, but you'd know it if you heard it. I might find it later. But I think he probably does lots of different kind of stuff. But I've seen this kind of look.
Jim Shooter?
No.
Jimenez. Brian Samuel says he wants more booty on there. So
yeah, well, I mean maybe I need to repaint that. Let me break the gouaches back out. Yeah,
there you go.
Ariel Olivetti? No,
close, but no. That he's an Italian.
I want to see you peel off the tape.
Yeah,
I always like that moment because it makes.
Do we do that?
It makes the painting look.
If it's not finished, don't do it.
Well, you going to do anything else on the background?
Well, not on the background.
Well, then.
But I got to tighten up some stuff.
Okay.
Here, we'll do it. We'll get the satisfaction.
Peel the tape. Peel the tape.
If I had my microphone, I think the paint went underneath it, but maybe not. Oh, that's
See
satisfying.
how awesome that is?
Oh,
Crisp edge.
don't peel the paper. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. See? I knew you'd like it.
Wait, let's do one more. Hold on. Okay, careful.
This is turning into one of those satisfaction videos. Is that they
look
call
at
it?
this. Oh baby, oh baby.
Look at those satisfying.
Take it all.
Wonderful.
Creating that edge.
Oh, he's going to keep going. There's no stopping him now.
Can't
Let's
stop.
do this.
You can't stop. Do it slow.
Oh, killed some paper. Ah! Oh my god. All right, this one I gotta do slower because I
Hey,
killed.
stop. Hold on a minute. It's sensitive.
You don't want.
Oh, you have to be gentle. Be gentle.
You
Okay.
don't want to rip it.
Wow.
Don't tear the dress.
Only reason I did this is because I was jealous every time I saw David do it. So.
Now see, isn't that
Look at
awesome?
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Boy, that's popping.
All right. Put that up on Comic Art Fans and
Pay my rent with it, baby.
sell it for a grip.
Yeah, so there you go. I gotta like clean up. She's got some sloppy, some cellulite I gotta fix up down here. That's bad skin right here. I gotta see it go and do some cosmetic surgery a little bit.
Yeah, those boobs a little bit perkier.
Yeah, so far so good though.
Yeah.
Taylor says that's beautiful, Kelsey.
Thank you.
He's wiping the tears away. Excellent stuff. Okay, let me show you guys a few things that
Please.
that might shock you. No, probably not. But I'm not even going to say it's going to surprise you. I'm just going to say that it's there. Okay, so I've been doing a little painting myself. Now I went
painting yourself.
Yeah, I've been painting myself. I'm like the illustrated man right out of Ray Bradbury. All right, are you ready? I promised more serial art.
That should be on the box.
Dude, that's awesome.
It is.
So this, I started off with watercolor on this. The background's marker, but I started on watercolor and he was too tan. So I went in and mixed up a little peachy color with my white and red acrylic, and this is all acrylic in here.
Oh, wow.
And then I used for the whiteout or the highlights, I dropped in some acrylic right there.
That's great. Honestly, you work acrylics really well. I mean, I don't going to like gouache might be a whole weird change up. So I mean,
I've used
things there.
Well, I use the acrylic like dry brush, and that way I can get soft edges on.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
that
like
looks great.
this rim lighting here was all acrylic, just dropping that in to give them a little more volume. So, but anyway, so there's Quisp. Now, I was at a convention this last weekend that did how should we say had some slow moments. So
you did that at the show?
Well, I penciled it.
Okay.
I painted it last night, but I also did a few other things because I had, it's a little slow. So Count Chocula, which is, that's going to be a painting here. That's next. And then
I want to eat your cereal. Blah.
Yeah,
I want to drink your milk.
I want to drink your milk. Yeah.
All right. And I told you I had an idea for Super Sugar Bear from Super Sugar Crisp, right?
Super Sugar Bear.
Oh my goodness.
Is it like Winnie the Pooh with a cookie?
He's like eating too much of his own cereal.
Yeah, he's got a
he did not deny himself.
Beehive in his hand, and there's a little bee right there.
Yeah, he did not deny himself the pleasures of breakfast cereal.
No, so of course his shirt will say, Sugar Bear, Super Sugar Bear, whatever it is.
No, put a cape on him. You almost got a team. You got Quiz, or what is his name? Quiznos? Quisp, and the Dracula, and then this guy. They can
a little like a 3-foot cape.
Yeah, then
like he's too big for it. Yeah.
They had Frankenberry too the week before, if you remember. So I've got the whole gang.
Dude, this is a superhero team waiting to happen.
There you go.
Are they all owned by Post?
That's what I've been up to. So, all right.
Cool.
Guys, so have you guys made up your mind on what you're going to do here today?
Yes.
All right. Share.
Oh, I think I'm going to do Black Fury, a.k.a. Miss Fury.
Oh.
Or I should say
wow.
Miss Fury, a.k.a. Black Fury.
Wow.
And I may throw in the Spirit. Just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll bring up the
Well, you could do the
dollar
Spirit
value.
and Pigel,
Nah.
little femme fatality. Okay.
Oh,
So
that's
Black
true.
Fury or Miss Fury, excuse me.
Yeah, I got an idea. I don't know if it'll work out. It's just something I want to paint. So we'll see. I mean,
All
she's
right.
all black, but she's got a red cape. Maybe that's part of my plan.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Miss Fury doesn't have a red cape, does she?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Well, once again, Kelsey planning ahead.
Mhm.
David, what are you going to do?
I was wondering. I was thinking about Black Terror, not Obama. The character, the one character. What the character with the skull on his chest?
Yeah, Black Terror. Yeah.
Who just recently did that in the
Von Klaus just did a
Von Klaus, yeah.
yeah, really
So-
great. I can't wait for that book.
But you got to do it in Golden Age format. You can't like update them.
Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't.
Why not?
You got to use the costume. That's why they're Golden Age. If you don't use the costume, then they're not Golden Age anymore.
Oh
It's
man.
like if you were going to do Superman, you'd have to do the Golden Age Superman, right?
Oh,
Aaron, could you break down the timeline of Gold Age, Silver Age? All I'm foggy about all that.
Golden Age is when he was a young boy.
That's right. Silver Age is when I first discovered girls, and the Bronze Age is when I got married. Oh. No, Golden Age started in with Superman, so 1938. Anything before that would probably be considered Platinum Age. So you have Golden Age goes 38 through 1956, which is the Flash, Silver Age Flash first appearance in Showcase number 4. That started the Silver Age, and then there's a bit of controversy, not controversy, but discussion about when the Bronze Age started, and it was either with Green Lantern, Green Arrow 76, Neil Adams, right, or Conan number 1, which were only just a couple months apart, and they came out in 1970. So that would be the start of the Bronze Age. And then when you go from Bronze Age to the now called Copper Age, it's either, some people say it's Simonson's Thor, but I think that's too late. I think you're looking more at Frank Miller's Daredevil, which was 79 and about the very, very beginning of the comic shops.
They call now the old age, or what do we call this?
The Golden Age.
No, now we call it the Iron Age.
Iron Age.
Yeah, what do you think that means?
I don't know. I think they just ran out of metals.
Yeah. And that's all the time we have for this show. So you guys,
Hey, you
no,
asked.
thank you for that, because I have no idea what the ages are.
Hey, and another cool one I could do is Our Man.
Yeah.
Which one should I do? Black Terror or Our Man?
Who?
Okay, well, let's see. Which one do you want to get more in an auction setting?
Yeah, exactly.
Black
Right.
Terror.
All right.
Which has
I was
more
hoping for
in the
Black
past.
Terror as a Black Panther in the 70s, but that wouldn't work, I guess. Or that's the 60s.
I don't even know what you're talking about now. The Black Panther? Well, yeah, he first appeared in FF, so that was the 60s.
No, Black Panther Party, like the
Oh, that'd have been late. Yeah, that'd have been late 60s, right?
Yeah, that's what
Actual
Nixon
Black-
called him, right? The Black Terror? No.
Aaron, what are you doing?
I am torn right now between Uncle Sam, which is actually my favorite, or Captain Marvel, the original, which is also one of my favorites. But I've drawn Captain Marvel a lot. I've also drawn Uncle Sam a lot. So maybe I should draw the Fighting Yank. He has a cape,
Yes, the Fighting Yank.
but he has a blue cape, so that doesn't really, I need something with red in it.
Again, hey.
Kelsey.
All right, you guys, ready? Draw.
Uncle Sam has red stripes on his pants, so maybe that's a good way to go.
Didn't Black Terror also have a red cape back in the day?
No, it was black. Everything to you is red.
No, I'm pretty sure Black Terror had a red cape.
You're hot. And you're going to make me look, aren't you?
Yes.
That's exactly it. See, he's suckering me in. I'm going to do it now, too. I know he had a
Look
black
up Miss
cape.
Fury while you're at it.
Oh, wait a minute. You might be right.
Uh-huh.
No, he had a, well, this is ridiculous.
You had a red cape?
No, he had a blue cape, but the underside of it was red.
Red cape.
Well, it depends on which side you show of it, right?
Well, you're drawing it.
I'm not drawing it. David is.
Yeah.
There it is right here.
David doesn't care about red.
Oh, he does. Exciting
I
number
do
9,
now.
the first appearance of the Black Terror and his sidekick, Bucky the Little Terror. I mean, I don't know what his name was.
Where's
but-
that? The little terror.
It
Now-
was his sidekick Tim.
Oh, was it?
Is
Yeah.
Gary
I mean,
taking a
the
shower?
Terror?
Yeah.
He's like behind frosted glass there. What's happening?
I don't know.
I
Now,
don't know.
here's a big question. If you did
Can
the
you
Black
hear me?
Terror today,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
you
hear
have
you.
to
We
be-
just can't see you. Your image is all frosted. There you go. It
what are you talking about?
was Gary.
Oh, okay. So if you did the Black Terror today in modern comics, would he have to be black?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And he'd have
And
to be written. Would he have to be written and drawn by a black artist and writer?
Well,
too?
you
Yes.
couldn't call him Black Terror because that would be racist.
You'd have to call him
Yeah.
just the Terror. But if you left him white and called him the Black Terror because he had a black costume, that would be okay, though, wouldn't it? Or that's still not okay?
No, you just call him Black. We get the terror part.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
All right, David, there's your reference. Why would he have a blue cape, though? Why wouldn't he have a black cape?
I don't need reference. I got it.
Oh, just, just
Draw a red cape, a black suit, and a skull. Done.
Yeah.
I want you guys to know that I finished watching The Castle of Dr. Caligari.
Cagliostro.
Oh, my
Captain and Dr. Caligari.
No, what's the one with the castle?
Cagliostro.
Cagliostro. Yeah, I did finish watching that.
The
And
end.
yeah, it was it was pretty good.
It
I
was,
guess.
Aaron, glowing review. It was,
Well, no, I'm curious. I want to know why you guys are so mesmerized by it.
Because it's good.
Because it's good. Great story. The art is fantastic.
See, that's my problem. I can't get by the character design. I don't like that anime look. I just don't like it. So that's my biggest problem with it. I thought it was good. It was entertaining. It was kind of fun. And I do get it from a standpoint of that a lot of the stuff they did in terms of like the different scenes and the different settings and it was much more creative.
Your
and
biggest
adventurous.
problem has nothing to do with the anime. Don't you blame that.
Why? What are you inferring? I know. I think that fight in the clock tower with the gears and everything. That's pretty inventive stuff. But I just don't like the look of the character designs. I don't like that anime look, man. What can I tell you?
Do you like Disney?
Not anymore, but I used to.
That's what they're copying, the big eyes and all that.
Are you guys gonna go see Into the Spider-Verse? I saw it last night. It was good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it woke?
Not really. It actually, to be honest, they didn't make men look like jerks, and have women, calling out any of that. And they showed strong fathers. And so it was. I liked it. I'm sure they had some kind of wokeisms in there, but it gets overshadowed by the stronger story of family and finding, your calling, and the other one was about a leap of faith and all this other kind of stuff. But it was pretty good. But it was. This is one of those things where you hope, when the next one they do more or do better than it's that. But it almost seems like it's too much. They just vomit art all over the place. There's so many talented people there working on this stuff, and it has all this different stuff going on every time they go into a different universe, multiverse, or a different scene with where you're focusing on a certain character and their motivations. They just vomit art and color and this, and you're just like, whoa, it's a bit much even for me, and I like this type of stuff.
What about pregnant Spider-Woman kicking butt?
That was retarded.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm
that.
sorry, I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm saying it. It's a different term, than what it was. It had nothing to do with special needs people.
Are you guys taking note that this is how you keep David from drawing? Is getting movies?
Yeah. I draw in my head before I draw on paper. So.
Man, I can't make up my mind. That's why I'm like stalling out here. What's it like?
Just throw in the towel. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just stop.
Just keep me company while I finish.
Yeah. This is the Kelsey and David show right now.
What about Golden Age Superman?
Yeah, do it.
Come on, I thought I picked an easy one for you guys.
Wait, what did you do? Kelsey, who are you doing?
I'm drawing Miss Fury.
Oh, okay.
I could do Lady Luck. She's green, though.
She's green.
Does a Fly for Superman count as Golden Age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my favorite Superman.
Yeah, mine too. Is Golden Age Superman. His emblem's a little different too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I got to go look him up.
No, I'm gonna do that one. So go find something else.
Wait a minute, you're gonna do Golden Age Superman now?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I should have known. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm surprised you didn't pick that out to begin with.
I'll say, you guys, you might as well just go eat something.
No.
No, that's true. I mean, if David's doing Golden Age Superman, it's pretty much much a foregone conclusion that he's going to finish third at least. So,
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I guess I'm back to Uncle Sam, maybe.
Well, no, that's what I'm doing.
No, you're doing what? Gone, you guys. All right, I'm going to do Uncle Sam beating up Hitler. How's that?
Oh,
There you
always
go.
classic.
Yeah.
Hitler's not in the chat, is he?
Yeah.
He'll hate that.
They probably accuse us of having him in the chat.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna do that.
Dude, seriously now.
Yeah, we're just gonna see who does it best.
Oh no.
That actually is not a bad idea for everyone to draw the same character, but have the cameras off, and then at the end of the show,
David would just pull something out of his flat files he'd already drew.
We could do that as a special, maybe, because you don't want the cameras off all the time.
well, you'd have to figure out what to show, but then just because you guys wouldn't want to be able to see what you're all doing.
Hey, now, speaking of, well, we weren't even speaking of this, but I did reach out to Kelly Jones about coming on, and
cool.
he's in Europe on a 2-week, multiple show tour.
Oh,
So
wow.
he would get back to me when he was back in the States. So
cool. Man. We gotta. What do you think would be hard for him to draw? We gotta stack the deck like right now. Like
No skeletons.
No skeletons. No dead men. No
people with capes.
No Batman. He's not good at drawing cars. Let's do car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
let's do Transformers.
Cars either.
We're drawing Transformers.
Barbarians or Vikings or something like that.
No, he's good at those. He did a whole Viking book, a barbarian book, I think, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, really?
Or they like came to San Francisco. What was that? It was like
what?
Yeah, it was like it might have been a Dark Horse. It was like where they came into modern times. But it was
now I'm really wishing that Vikings coming to San Francisco was like a real life thing.
Yeah, they clean up.
they pillage the whole city.
Is my head in the way?
Usually.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Exactly as it always is. So I went and saw Raiders at the theater.
That's out?
It's only 2 days. June 4th, and then I think June 7th. So I think tonight is the other. It's like one of those Fathom event things.
Yeah, no, the Raiders, not the new one.
Oh,
Raiders.
okay.
Yeah, not the new one. Yeah,
I'm
Raiders,
tripping.
classic, the good one. The good one.
Okay. Got you.
It might be good. We don't know.
I saw somebody had it was Mark Ratz, or is it Rates? Raats. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his work.
Yes.
He like posted a movie poster type thing with Harrison Ford for this movie, but it's like Harrison Ford, like 80-some-year-old Harrison Ford, and I'm just like, it almost seemed like a joke, but I knew
it is a joke, Aaron.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, it was like, is this a parody, Indiana Jones? No, it's actually the real movie. I'm like, 82-year-old Harrison Ford, they pulled out of the closet to do this movie. 82-year-old Harrison Ford. I'm just like, seriously? We couldn't recast. We couldn't, or leave well enough alone. I don't know.
That would be.
That's what I was going to say. Don't recast nothing. Don't do it. Leave it alone.
Don't do it.
Well, yeah, exactly. But if you're going to do it, I mean,
no.
Aaron,
there is no.
Aaron, I have a question. How are you even hanging on to that little tiny pencil with your big basketball hands? Look at that. It's like 2 inches.
I know. It's not.
How are you even holding it?
It's not the size of the
It's
pencil.
nail.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Or just like the tip of the eraser is stabbing you in the palm.
It is. And it hurts.
He's a cheapskate. Buy a new pencil.
You know, I'm almost out of these. These are they're not non-photo blue, they're Kohl Erase light blue. And I'm almost out of them, so I'm,
Can you even get non-photo blue anymore? I think they're getting harder and harder to find.
Well, the Kohl Erase one is a colored pencil, so they're going to keep making those as long as colored pencils are still
right, because they erase. That's why I got them.
They're the best. They're like one of the best. That's what all the animators used when I worked on Jimmy Neutron. All the guys coming from Disney and Don Bluth Studios, they all use that Kohl Erase non-photo blue or light blue or whatever it was.
Yeah, they have a non-photo, but I don't like the non-photo. It's too waxy.
Yeah, I have these. Are this the ones you got? They're Prism. Oh no, these are Prism. Yeah, Kohl Erase. It just says blue 20044.
You're fuzzy. You're fuzzy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, where is it?
Kohl Erase.
No, I got mine's light blue. That's like regular blue. I got light blue.
Yeah, these are great though. The eraser is awesome. It erases the blue really well. Just don't dig it in too hard. But yeah, they're freaking great. I bought so many boxes of those. I still have them from when I worked on Jimmy Neutron, and that was like 15, I don't know, 20 years ago. When was that? I forgot.
It was a while ago because my kids
Yeah.
ain't little anymore.
I'm gonna order a bunch of those.
They're full-on adults now that come up to me and go, "You worked on that? That was my favorite when I was a kid." I was like, "Oh, geez."
I know. I get that too. Adults come up to you and tell you that you shaped their young lives with your.
See, look, play mail.
How old are you?
Play mail in the chat right now. Kelsey worked on Jimmy Neutron. Yeah, that was my favorite when I was a kid. Yeah, get that a lot. I'm actually in the credits like 4 or 5 times. They after my the design of it wrapped, and they kept me on as an animation checker because it was like the early days of CGI movies and TV shows and stuff. So back in the day, an animation checker would go through cell by cell and look at it and check it and make sure there's no hairs in the gates or any of that stuff before they shoot the film. So it was a pretty essential job. But in the 3D realm, they kind of just held it over. And so I'd go into the meetings and I'd be like, continuity error, that's wrong, this is wrong. And I'd be like taking notes. And I was like a freaking hatchet man. I was like, and I created so much extra work for them that they actually fired me.
Yeah.
They didn't run with an animation checker for the rest of the movie, so I have no idea.
The chat is going on and on about how much they love watching that as a kid, and of course Phil stirs things up when he says more like Jimmy Nerdtron.
Yeah, more like Jimmy Nerdtron. Wow, Kelsey's old. Yeah,
That's great.
Granted, I was 10 years old when I worked on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was Dexter's Lab, though. That was the.
Was that a Gindie? I never watched any of those.
Yeah.
Was it Gendy?
Yeah, Gendy, or is it Gendy or Gendy?
One or the other. 50 shot, you get it right.
You talk about generation gaps. The cartoon that I loved as a kid was Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, those were all on when I was a kid. Like before the 80s, like in the 70s, I had Smurfs. What was it? It was a bunch of like really simple cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the 80s rolled around and all hell broke loose, but I was watching, Jetsons and reruns of the Flintstones and things like that.
Yeah. The Rocky and Bullwinkle,
Popeye.
Apparently the writers didn't care that it was a cartoon for kids. They tried to crack each other up.
Yeah.
And I didn't get most of the jokes, but I still loved it anyway. I remember running around my neighborhood repeating this phrase that Bullwinkle said, "I should have tried B flat. I should have tried B flat." I had no idea what it meant until years later. He was talking about a musical note. When he pull a rabbit out of the hat and he pulls out the head of a lion or a bear or something. But I was just repeating it, but I had no idea what it meant.
I wonder how many like sexy jokes are in there for adults, that nobody will know.
Yeah, there was a lot of that kind of stuff that they just, it was not written for children.
Probably between who are the bad guys? It was the hot chick and the little
Boris and Natasha.
Yeah,
Boris and Natasha. Yeah.
That was my least favorite. Those in the Pink Panther, I didn't really. I watched.
Rocky and Bullwinkle had all those other side cartoons like Fractured Flickers and, what was the fairy tale one? It wasn't
Fractured Fairy Tales.
Fairy Tales, yeah. And they had, a bunch of different stuff like that were all hilarious.
Aaron is not easily impressed, apparently. So
Fractured Flickers, that was Hans Connery. Remember that? Where they're showing clips of old films that were redubbed. Does anyone in the chat remember Fractured Flickers?
I do not remember this at all.
No, I don't either.
Hans Connery was the narrator, and he was just
John
like
Connery?
Hans Connery.
Oh,
He was
brother.
yeah, making cracks about, never mind. No one knows what I'm talking about. No, not Fractured Fables, Fractured Flickers. That's a different show. No one knows what I'm talking about.
Gary's halfway into it. He's like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's like nobody cares. Yeah, now.
But did you work on Jimmy Neutron? No.
And the wife cracks about my age, so I'm going to
No, Gary worked on Adam Ant when he was a young man.
I didn't mind Adam Ant. I like that. Not the singer, but the cartoon.
Yeah.
He was like a superhero ant.
I was.
Did Terror have guns?
Sure.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, everybody in the 40s, even like Batman had a gun,
Kids had guns, man. Red Ryder BB guns and whatnot.
Exactly.
Robert the Bruce is asking, anyone remember Ricky Tikki Tavi or the White Seal?
Yep.
Or what?
Remember the White Seal?
Those were, I think those were both Chuck Jones like cartoons after he left.
Yeah, I remember the White Seal.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
The World of Commander McBragg.
Only pretend to know what I'm talking about.
You know what I watched?
Dale A says Aaron worked on Felix the Cat.
Betty Boop, I was looking for, some people sent me to a site to look for Bigfoot videos. And for some reason, I came across this episode of Rawhide with Clint Eastwood in it.
Oh, yeah.
And he played, his character was Rowdy Gates or something like that. And
yeah,
it starts like a scene from Deliverance. He's walking down near this river, and there's this girl just filthy dirty. Her hair's all matted and blah. You can tell she's good looking, but they made her look as ugly as possible, right? And she's like tanning some leather or something off leather hide, and he starts talking to her, and she pulls a knife on him, and you best get out of here. And he's like, "Where'd you get that that hide from?" And then his brother shows up with a gun, or not her brother, but these two brothers show up with this gun, and is
that the one where the mom is like running the show?
No, the dad.
Oh, okay. I saw one just like this, but it was with the mom actually. So that's interesting. Good.
Well, maybe they were just reusing the same plot and just changing.
I think they did.
Because the guy's like, "You put your gun down if you know it's good for you." And he's like, "Well, can I hand it to you? Because I don't want to get it all dirty." And he's like, "Okay." And so he swings it and knocks the guy out with his gun. And then the guy's brother shows up, and so they march him back to his camp. And there's Denver Pyle, I think it was, the guy from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Cousin Jesse or Uncle Jesse or whatever he was. He's like the leader of this clan, and they're all a bunch of, I don't know what they are, but they were just vagabonds living out in the wild. And he's like,
that's called hobos.
Yeah. Western hobos, right? Exactly. But they're like this whole clan of them, right? And like 20 of them or whatever. And so he makes he says, "Well, you offended my son by kicking his butt, basically, and so you guys, it seems like you've got a something that needs to be settled here." And according to the book, he's always referring to the book, and I thought maybe the joke would be it was the Bible or something, but they never said what the book was, right?
So that would have been good.
Yeah, so he's going, according to the book, you gotta, you guys gotta face off here. And so basically, the guy pulls a knife on Clint Eastwood and he kicks his butt, right? And he's got the knife at the guy's throat, and he doesn't kill him. And he says, "Wait a minute, are you giving him his life back?" And Clint's like, "Yeah, I'm giving him his life back." And So he goes, well, now, according to the book, he says he talks to his son or whoever this is. He goes, you got to give him something, right? And so he tries to give him his gun. He goes, no, it's got to be more valuable than that. So he ends up giving him this dirty chick that he was supposed to marry. And so then they insist that Clint and this girl get married, right? And Clint's like, I'm not marrying her. And it's like, you ain't marrying her, son. You're going to die, kind of thing. And so they get her cleaned up. And of course, she's a babe. And the rest of Clint's gang or guys he travels with are like cattle barons or whatever, there's like 25 of them.
Barons, fun, yeah. You're using all these authentic
well, whatever,
cattle barons.
Well, they do this whole
you mean that, Aaron? You mean the cowboys?
Yeah, maybe they're cowboys. And they're all cowboys, of course. If it's so he's trying to get out of there, but the clan shows up, and they're the clan of cowboys shows up, and they're like, all their guns on them. And so there's like this big face off. And so the leader of Clint's group's like, well, I guess, if we're going to get married, you should do it right. And he talks him into doing this big old ceremony and everything. And anyway, they double cross him at the end. And the young guy ends up getting his woman back. Clint gives him back to her. And the young guy beats up the old man and takes over the clan. And, there's going to be changes around here now, Pa, and they all go riding off. And Clint's thankfully didn't have to get married.
Aaron, you do realize you're not drawing.
Yeah, I know, because I'm not really convinced of what I'm doing here. So
that story reminds me of a Andy Griffith episode where
it's like they all just
hillbilly girl. There was like a suite on Andy and her family, or her pa, hillbilly dad. They have all these rules, like these hillbilly rules that they're, you have to do this, and if you put this down and jump over it, and the moon shining, and just all this crazy stuff. And Andy, of course, has no idea what they're talking about.
Poor old Andy.
But reminded me, the hillbilly rules.
Well, I guess there's a hillbilly book out there someplace, and we don't know what it is exactly, but they're all using it. So, Kelsey, you're saying there was another episode, but it was the Ma that was in charge of the clan.
Yeah, was this you're talking about? Was it Bonanza?
No, this was Rawhide with Clint Eastwood, but Bonanza. It sounds like they all just sort of like exchanged script ideas and just changed a few things.
What are we going on and on about hillbilly rules when we have an expert right here?
Yeah, I'll bring out the rule book. Hang on. Well, no, I mean that's Rawhide's the one with the family, and it's got the guy with the white hair, the older guy.
No, that's Lauren Green. That's Bonanza.
Okay, so this was an episode of Bonanza. Same exact thing. Only it was the young
Michael
son.
Landon.
Huh?
Michael Landon.
Yeah, it was Michael Landon, exactly. And he was just trying to do the right thing, and she was like nuts. And they brought her home, cleaned her up, and her family come into town, and it was like the matriarch, and she had all these dumb hillbillies. And one of her sons was somebody of note, and I can't remember who it was. It wasn't, Clint Eastwood, but it was somebody you'd seen in other movies. I think it might have been the guy from Kubrick's film. Now I'm talking on my butt here, but I think it might have been the guy from. Well, I want to say it was the guy from the weirdo character from Paths of Glory. That was remember that weird guy who was one of the guys who was going to get executed, and he eventually started crying in the end, but he was like kind of a big tough oaf kind of guy.
Paths of Glory, was that was Kirk Douglas, right?
Yeah, the Kirk Douglas movie. Yeah.
Oh, he's like kind of really brutish looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know it was that guy, but it might not be.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
It was
actually, that guy's a really good actor.
He is. Yeah.
Because Paths of Glory was World War I movie, right?
Yeah. But the commander decided that Kirk had to pick, a couple of soldiers out randomly to be executed.
Yeah, that was such a good movie because it was like they were the a-hole who was in charge, who probably never fought a day in his life, even though he's got a big scar across his face. He was just like, oh, we got to kill like a whole platoon of guys or whatever to make an example. And they settled on like the 3 guys that refused to go out.
Right.
Yeah, it was a good moral quandary kind of movie.
Yeah, and having those guys in the cell, lamenting about their fate, and it's almost like 12 Angry Men, kind of acting where they're just philosophizing about life and justice and just really, really amazing stuff.
Well, you guys saw incident at the Owl Creek incident. Was it with Henry Fonda and Harry
Incident at Owl Creek, right?
Incident at Owl Creek, right? Where they were going to hang Dana Andrews for being a cattle thief, and they didn't really have enough proof, but they had the mob mentality, and they all end up hanging him, and it turns out he was innocent.
Oops. Spoilers.
Well, I mean, yeah. The movie's been out since like 1950 something. If you haven't seen it by now,
too soon. Yeah, I've never actually seen that one, but yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, no, I don't have to. Yeah, save me the trouble.
Oh well, it seemed like
Jackie name is popping up in the chat.
Jack Elam?
Yeah, Jack Elam. And
Elam, that's who it was.
Elam. Okay, because Jack Elam, he was in a million westerns.
He was the guy with the weird eye.
Yeah, but he didn't get the weird eye till later. You see him in really old films. He's odd looking, but he's not. He doesn't look like a freak.
He had that same kind of. It wasn't as bad as it was in Once Upon a Time in the West. He was
right. Great opening scene. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah,
but he was in a lot of movies, and especially as he always played a bad guy when he was younger. But I'm convinced that he created the sideways shooting. Like what modern gangsters do, where they shoot sideways. They hold the gun sideways. He did that
because his eye was
in the
50s. Because his eye was all in.
Yeah, he would pull his gun out and then he would turn it and shoot like that. And I was like, oh, Jack Elam, he invented that.
He might have.
It was in the 50s when he did it, and that was like his signature move.
Really?
See, yeah.
Here he's got all the Jack Elam knowledge.
Yeah, I just thought that was super cool. But it was always like when he was getting shot himself, so he would like stand there with his gun turned sideways and shooting, and then he would get shot.
Let me just take a moment to acknowledge how awesome the chat is. That they got Jack Elam out of my mess of trying to explain what the hell I was talking about. And even led us all down the wrong path.
Yeah, and they pulled it out.
They still managed to get Jack Elam out of it. Well done.
Yeah. Several people said Jack Elam.
Indeed, that's exactly who it was. That's hilarious.
Well, they make fun of me for being old, but we have a pretty old crowd hanging in here. If they know Jack Elam, that's all.
Yeah.
I just think they're well educated.
Jack Elam became like a beloved character of the West. He wasn't like, as he got older, he didn't always play villains.
He was great, man. Some of these guys, who's the black guy that was with him in the beginning of Once Upon a Time in the West? You see him all over the place too. What was his name?
I can't remember, but he was he was a bad dude too.
He's got kind of a Western name, from what I remember, like a nickname. I can't remember.
Wasn't he in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance? He was John Wayne's worker.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. What was that guy's name? Shoosh, man.
That's one of my all-time favorite westerns, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Yeah, that was pretty great. I like. I'm a Bud Boddicker fan, honestly. I like the movies that he did with. Oh man, now see, man, I'm like Aaron. I can't remember crap.
Dan is saying,
feel better. That's not
Woody
just
Strode. Was that the guy's name? Woody Strode?
Yeah, Woody Strode. Yeah. See, I mean, it sounds like a Western guy. Woody Strode.
Yeah. And he also played an Indian in the Jimmy Stewart movie where he's trying to find a white woman that was captured by Indians.
Gary, you said it wrong. It's Indian.
Woody Strode was the warrior that
Willie Strode was?
yeah,
Sure
he played a warrior that Jimmy Stewart had to. I won't. It's a great movie. I can't remember the name of it, so I won't.
Don't ruin the ending.
He was awesome in that too.
So the movie I was trying to think of, the Bud Boddicker movie, he did like a series of movies with Randolph Scott. You guys know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did The Tall T and like, I guess Decision at Sundown, which I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, also Bud Boddicker. But all of those with Randolph Scott, man. Randolph Scott he's like such a good guy. You're kind of like, I don't know. I admire that guy, you know?
McGregorable. Am I saying that right? The Naked Spur? Was that the Jimmy Stewart Western that I was referring to?
The Naked Spur?
The Naked Spur.
That is a Jimmy Stewart movie. I can't remember which one it is though.
Janet Leigh in it. Oh. Oh, that's an Anthony Mann flick. That guy makes a great flick too.
Yeah. He made a bunch of very cool Jimmy Stewart Westerns.
He might have been, well, I don't know if he was the creator, but he's definitely one of the early film noir guys, if I remember.
Yeah.
The Naked Spur. I don't think I've ever seen that one either. Is that the one where they're like mining for gold or something? Which one was that?
I don't know.
He's having like a conversation with somebody like.
Naked Spur is the one with Leslie Nielsen, and he's a cop in L.A. And no, wait a minute, that was Naked.
Just for half a second, I was thinking you were serious because he used to do all the serious roles back in the day. And I was like, oh, did I miss a good Leslie Nielsen movie? Oh, man, I need to get ink and I'm getting behind.
Yeah. Plain Meal is talking about a movie that John Wayne was in it. That's a different film. That's it's same kind of the same story, but it's a different film.
Yeah, that was The Naked Duke. That's a different film. Very different film.
The Naked Duke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
And that was playing with the second feature, Hard on the Trail.
Yeah. Then later he took a naked deuce.
Oh my God. I never should have gone down that road.
Yeah, you started it, Aaron. It's your fault. I should go get my Jimmy Stewart DVD Western collection, and I could rattle off all those titles.
You know, I brought this up before on this very screen.
Don't say.
No, I'm going to say it. I listen to like on Saturday and Sunday nights, if I'm working, they have like old time radio shows, and there was a couple that had like Jimmy Stewart, and this was like in the early 50s, and it was Jimmy Stewart was actually in the radio drama of this Western, and I thought, okay, this is the period of time where he's doing those Hitchcock films, and he's like huge.
No,
right?
Big stars did that all the time. It was like promotion for the films.
Like, what are they paying these guys to be on the radio? I mean, there was like Bogart and Bacall were in one.
Yeah. I mean, that's famously when they did Wizard of Oz. What's her face and the little guy who she was dating, I guess, at the time, or they wanted to date.
Guy she was
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney, yeah, they did. They went on like all over the country doing a song and dance routine for their junk.
How did you get that from that description? The little guy she was dating, Mickey Rooney.
Because he said what's her face?
Her boyfriend and what's her face?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the little guy.
Why? I almost said Judy Landers. I'm like, what am I thinking?
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Yeah, and I was like, well, her and Mickey Rooney were an item for a long time, on and off. And
I could have said the guy that played the Asian in, or the Japanese guy in
Tea House of the August Moon or whatever it was.
No. It was in Breakfast at Tiffany's where
That's right.
Mickey Rooney. Did he play a Japanese guy more than once?
Yeah, I think he did.
That was his claim to fame.
I have to point out and give respect to Kelsey. He's just like inking away with the brush.
Oh yeah.
Anyone that uses a brush gets my respect.
Word.
And look at him go. Look
Okay,
at
here I go.
There you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. David, ink with that. Ink with that. You could do the split hair dry brush with that.
Yeah, this is about time.
Ink with this brush.
I ain't gonna jack around with no pens and get half effect. You need speed. You got to go with the real thing.
How is inking with a brush speedier than inking with a pen?
Well, just
it's way faster.
Aaron, watch Kelsey for like 5 seconds. Look at him go.
He says, tap, tap, tap.
This is all part of his plan to get me distracted so I don't finish my drawing.
No, Gary's doing that. I'm not doing that.
He's even using the Eisner techniques here, I'm noticing.
I am. What are the Eisner techniques?
He
would drag the brush to use the side of his brush to get, like flat, bold.
Oh yeah.
Kelsey's a savant, an idiot savant, but he's a savant.
Are you guys coloring yours?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, David, you got at least an hour and a half.
I got two characters here. I got Uncle Sam and Hitler, so I got a lot of work here to do.
Mine has a lot of black in it, so.
Of course.
So typical, David.
Always pulling the brace card. I see.
Humphrey Bear is calling you a ninja inker, Kelsey.
Thanks.
What?
I started as an inker back in the day, so I'll accept any inking compliments.
He called him what?
Ninja inker.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something.
And Phil in the chat, I was actually on your side about that. So.
What?
Never mind. I'm just responding to something Phil said.
Phil's causing trouble.
Phil's always causing trouble, man. His way.
Uh-oh. No, I'm I'm not going to read that. You scared Jody?
Oh, you scared Jody, yeah.
I'm not going to read it. It's funny though.
Kelsey's a retarded savant. No.
Yeah, Aaron, I knew you would pick up the ball.
I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Skip Edwards says that he still inks with a brush. I respect Skip. Pastmaster Dan is asking if Aaron is doing Tom Terrific.
Doing Tom Terrific.
No, I'm doing Uncle Sam.
Oh.
I don't know if they're, the Golden Age heroes, there probably isn't much difference between, it's a very thin line between Uncle Sam and Tom Terrific, I'm sure.
Stippling Vaughn, that you stipple exclusively with a 102.
He does.
I have no respect for you. Actually, anyone that uses a crow quill also gets my respect. Because those are crow quills and brushes. I think it's a dying craft.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing it that's like with the painting, and the coloring comics and all these various things. I'm kind of like on a whole kick to try to like hang on to as much of that as possible. That's why we need guys like you and people that do it traditionally. Mark Chiarello, like I've been after him to share some of his hand painting techniques. And doing it on Blue Line and things like that, because he still does a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know about the Blue Line coloring, but
you don't figure it out yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was very nice about it, but like he wasn't gonna, I don't. He wasn't very forthcoming on some of that stuff. He's just like, yeah, it's just like the Europeans do it. I'm like, yeah, but how? He's like Blue Line. I'm like, yeah, but how? Like.
Yeah. Okay, look at Kelsey. He's yapping away, and he just inked a circle with a brush. That is not easy to do, and he was doing it while making a point.
Not a very good point, but he did make a point. That's still get too carried away here, Gary.
I see who Gary's voting for today. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, circles with a brush, that always intimidates me. And I have to agree with Past Master Dan.
Don't do that.
Not the Spirit film.
Oh, I like that movie. I mean, it's not a Spirit film, and it's not good.
But you still like it.
But I like it because it's the only movie that Frank Miller ever directed on his own. I like it for that. Good effort. And
Kevin Wolf is actually Past Master Dan was, but Kevin Wolf brought it up.
And I like the cinematographers, the guy that did the Matrix movies, and he's really good. I thought he did something really cool with that green screen movie look. I thought he created a really nice look. It's just not a good movie. So like, I like it for technical reasons and just for the idea that Frank directed a Spirit movie in this novel, but I don't recommend it to anybody.
I always find it interesting. You see guys that are successful writers in one medium and they just cannot translate into another one. And you would think that comics and film are not that different. And yet Frank Miller's screenplays in, like RoboCop 2 and The Spirit, and just not great,
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a certain level of, it's a different kind of craziness that you want to see on screen than you see in comics. And like, I don't know what he's thinking sometimes, you hold people's attention in a film a lot differently than you do in comics. So,
well, Christina in the chat says when she hears Spirit movie, she thinks of an animated movie with a horse.
Spirited Away?
Spirited Away.
That sounds like a little girl film.
Well, it is interesting though, because I heard, and I never saw this, but I guess George Perez directed something.
Oh yeah, some booby flicks, right? Like some girly pictures.
I guess, I don't know. And but I guess there was a scene where some guy was on the phone, and from what I understand, he just shot it like at 100 different angles, like he was doing like one of his, overly rendered, overly complicated comic book pages, but shot it like that in the scene, and it was just like, what are you doing?
You got to make sure he's got his coverage.
Yeah, I guess.
Did he go through all 100 shots that he took in the edit?
Well, from the people that described it to me, yes. It was like really like, severe overkill. But I
want to see that now. I want to see that.
Like,
but I love it. I'm dying to see. Supposedly, Neil Adams had been working on a 35 millimeter film for years, and he'd make money, and then he'd go work on his film, and then
is that the thing about the theory of whatever his gravitational pull thing
Yes.
all hung up on?
I've
Yeah.
not heard about this.
It's probably terrible, but I don't care. I want to see it.
Well, I find it interesting that people, creative people, and don't understand the difference between the two mediums, because they're both visual mediums. They're both, but it floors me, because to me it's so. And granted, I mean, I had the advantage of going to film school, but at the same time, I didn't go into film school a complete idiot either. I kind of understood.
You came out a complete idiot, but
I didn't go in a complete idiot, and you understand how to do things and tell stories better, differently, and why I can do something in comic books like a Dutch angle or something that you can't do in a movie because it's so distracting and ridiculous that it doesn't read well. But it just, I don't know. To me, it was never that complicated, but I see guys all the time that just, maybe people are too, self-indulgent, and they just can't get out of their own way, and kind of step back and look and say, yeah, this doesn't work. I need to change it. And, if you're a movie fan and a comic book fan, you certainly know the difference between the two mediums, don't you? I mean, I guess not.
Well, I think you answered your own question. I mean, some of the work that you're doing in Wraith, where you'll draw some stuff and then the next day you look at it because you've been thinking about it at night and realize that you can't use it, and you start all over on that sequence. How many people do that? How many people have that creative integrity to not use some work? So to look at it objectively and say, you know what, this doesn't work. Let's do something else.
It's insecurity on my part. I don't know what other people are thinking. It's like
smart people don't do that. They get paid and move on. But
right. That's right. That's right. That's what we said. I'm an idiot. I came out of school an idiot. But
I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, they should just call it a day on work for hire stuff. Do what they want. I used to argue with them. I'd be like, I could do something better. Just let me do my own thing. And then, and then I'd make a big deal of it, and then I'd leave or whatever. They'd get fired. And so what am I doing? It's not even my character. I shouldn't give a damn. I should just do the face-off cover that they want.
Yeah.
Move on with my day.
Right. They're signing the checks.
Yeah, but I never could get that, and
if it was your creation,
yeah,
that would be different.
Well, then I just do it the way I want to right off the bat. I wouldn't have to go through the rigmarole of like arguing with them why you hire me to do the job,
Yeah. That's an interesting thing too, because that's kind of how I always look at stuff, is if I hire somebody, it's because, I mean, sometimes you get forced into hiring someone maybe you don't want to because they're the only one available or whatever. But, in a perfect world, you hire people that you like and you know what they do. And so you let them do their thing, right? You trust them to do what you hired them to do. But in comics, I mean, there was some guys that got that privilege, Neil Adams, I'm sure, and other people. But for the most part, the people that are making those determinations don't really know the difference,
My favorite was always like, I'd be coloring for David. It was really some of the only stuff I ever did with Marvel, and their editors were the worst, man. I mean, DC at least had some decent editors that would, they if they did ask you, it was for a reason, but generally they left me alone. But the Marvel guys, who were like guys that don't know shit from Shinola, pardon my French.
Hold on a second. This expression is new to me. Could you say it again, please?
Shit from Shinola. They don't know shit from Shinola.
You've never heard that, Gary?
No, I've never heard that.
That's old.
Well, what they would do, I mean, I had this one guy, we did this Iron Man piece. I don't remember who the editor was, but the guy was trying to get me to color like a different color blue sky. He was like, it's too light or whatever, and I'm like, what does it matter?
Yeah.
What does it matter to you what I color that blue sky? Is it wrong? Well, no. Well, then shut up,
I remember
did that all the time. You know, can you?
Yeah, I used to get the same thing. You know, it's just like random stupid stuff like
slight changes.
there's not enough rendering on that coffee cup.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like seriously.
I think that's my choice, pal. You know, is the story being told correctly? Well, then be quiet. You know.
Well, no, it's if you're coloring something or whatever, you've got to understand that. I mean, like your color. Oh, speaking of which, did you get the files I sent you, Kelsey?
No. When did you send those?
I sent a WeTransfer to you like 3 days ago. You haven't downloaded it yet.
I did not get them.
You're gonna have to resend them again. They only last for like 2 days, right?
Yep. All right, so I'll send them again. But anyway,
there it is. Hang on, maybe I can still get them.
Yeah, see, checking your email out sometimes helps.
Is that how this works? No, I can get them. I got them.
Okay.
All
right. But my point being that, you know, you're going to color that story differently than I would color it, but that's not like a reason to criticize something, right? You know, it's like or anybody, you know what I mean? It's like, why would you use that color of blue? Well, because I wanted to. Does it not, like you said, is there anything wrong with it? No.
Yeah.
Then why do you have a problem?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the storytelling or
Right.
They have to validate their jobs by saying
Costume
something.
color or
Comes
something
down
like
to
that.
really, right? That's what.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a definite storytelling issue, I mean, I got no problem. And in fact, well, I mean, these days I don't care at all. Like, if somebody's like, "You want a different color blue sky?" You got it, no big deal. You know, I mean, I just don't have the same kind of ego that I was dealing with before, I guess. But still, I mean, every time they make a change, I lose money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
especially when you're only getting, as a colorist, you're only getting paid like a very small amount of money, and they hassle the colorists more than almost anybody.
To have that conversation and to make the change, you could have colored a whole page.
Well, yeah, but no, I mean, see, like, you know, you get paid for when the work's done. You know, it takes you, you know, I don't know, it takes me longer than your average colorist to color a page. So, like, it'll take me probably all day to color one, maybe 2 pages. And, you know, you're getting 100, well, I don't know, I mean, sometimes less than that. I think I was getting like maybe 120 a page for colors at DC. I can't remember, honestly. But they would, you know, every correction, you know, that 120, if it takes me all day, that's $120 I made that day. Right. You know, and that's less than any, you know, any job anywhere ever, right? Like, except for maybe.
Well, I told you about my background assisting.
There you go.
I was making $10 and $12 a page, and I could do 2 pages a day.
Yeah, well, how old were you though? You're living off of ramen, and it's easy.
I was in my mid-20s.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't have a family, you know, nothing like that.
This was happening to me after 15 years of experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And I'm getting. This is what I often say. This is the only job I've ever had where the longer I do it, and the better I get at it, the less I get paid.
The less you make.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the more crap you have to take.
Yeah. Well, it's because all the real editors, much like the real artists and writers, have been chased out of the industry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or died.
Or died, yeah. And I love a good editor because I have had some really great editorial experiences where they actually know what they're talking about.
Know.
Then,
I know.
Yeah, and when they tell you something, you're like, oh, yeah, dang, man, I didn't even see that. Thank you. You know, they're actually helping you. You know?
Yeah, Lynn Wein was like that for me.
Yeah.
Archie Goodwin was that for me.
Archie Goodwin, Lynn Wein. Yeah, these are great names, man.
I remember hanging out at the DC office when Lynn Wein was an editor. And another editor at an office across the hallway from him was critiquing an artist's work. And she was not liking what he did, but she couldn't tell him why. And so she she goes into Lynn's office, shows Lynn the work, and Lynn, hit the nail on the head. He said this and this and this. And then she goes back into her office and then tells him what Lynn said as if it was coming from her.
Right.
But those days, editors
Just like a woman.
were creators. They were writers, they were artists, and they knew what they were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I always said the same thing to most, whenever I had an editor do something stupid or say something insulting, I would just go, I'm going to be in this industry long after you're gone, so go ahead. And it's never failed to be true.
That's usually when I end up going back to Marvel or DC, is after all the other editors have left. So maybe I could slip back in there.
Well, somebody posted not too long ago, I can't remember, some assistant editor at Marvel, I think it was, had after the Trump won the presidency, basically, or actually it was before the end of the elections, was saying, we're going to remember all you guys who voted for Trump, whether he wins or loses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is some punk ass, pardon my expression, assistant editor chick, and it's like she's probably
have to do with comics?
She's probably working at Starbucks right now. You know what I mean? It's like, geez.
It has nothing to do with comics. It's how ridiculous that is.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of attitude that resulted in us doing this and then subsequently being labeled every istophobe in the book because of it.
No.
Just because we dared to stand up to that sort of behavior.
Well, it's like you are, you know what I mean? It's just like, it wasn't even coming from an editor. This is an assistant editor, and you're kind of like, who do you think you are?
An assistant, yeah. They're on their weight around because they can.
Well, they think they. Well, then what weight do you have as an assistant editor? I never met one that had any weight.
Well, I know, but
the
I know, I've seen some pretty heavy ones, if you don't mind.
Well, that's true now. I mean, I'm so
reliving this.
Riled up. Well, no, it reminds. It's like when I went to the Batman office, right? And Jordan Gorfinkel was like editing in there, and
that can't be his real name.
No, it is.
Simon and Gorfinkel.
That sounds like
I show this like some Batman samples that are actually pretty good because this was after I'd already worked and then kind of was not working, and then I had this picture of the Creeper in there, and he goes, "Is that supposed to be the Creeper?" And I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "Well, it doesn't look like the Creeper." And then,
well, how did you know it was a Creeper?
Yeah, how did you know?
I just kind of rolled my, because I knew what he was doing, right? So I was just like, okay, whatever. And then the other guy that was I can't remember the guy's name that was the other Batman editor at the time, walked in. I mean, not 5 seconds after he said this, and looked over my shoulder and goes, "Oh wow, cool Creeper, man." And I just looked at Gorfinkel and just, I mean, he never gave me any work, but then I was like,
you gave him the nonverbal finger, right? Just like
that's exactly what I did. And but then, he was gone and I was still around.
He pulled a Gorfinkel.
Yeah.
He's probably pulling his Gorfinkel right now.
But then he'd come up to me at a show like years later when he wasn't even editing anymore, and he was like talking to me like we were buddies or something. And I'm like, "You're the guy that dissed me when I came in your office looking for work, and now we're friends because you're no longer, an editor." I mean, it was like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's happened to me. I'll be at a show and some editor that I still have a beef with act like we're best buds.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to remind them of
that you were
how
not.
they treated me. No.
That's when you just go, yeah. No,
remember when?
Yeah, who are you again? Yeah,
Exactly.
Dan's Den says Aaron never forgets.
No,
I'm an elephant. I never forget. I do forgive, but I don't forget.
Well, do you forgive?
I do. But I'm just bringing this up because it's an annoying reoccurrence that you see in the industry. I mean, I don't hold any ill will towards the guy or anything like that. I mean, whatever. But when you see that sort of stuff going on, it just is really annoying.
I wonder if that's still happening.
You scared Jody says that Aaron is known around the office for his non-verbal finger.
I used to, when I was younger, I did not like being disrespected. It really, I would lose it. And now I just expect it. So
Yeah. That was kind of the norm for me. So I never noticed when somebody's disrespecting me.
well, it's like you can tell someone, hey, you know what, I don't like your work, or I don't think you're ready, or we don't, whatever, and still be decent about it.
Yeah.
You got to do your job.
I mean, the whole concept of an artist spending decades honing their craft, and then you get some,
Gorfinkel.
wet behind the ears. Yeah.
Gorfinkel, yeah.
Making some off the cuff comment to try to, validate himself.
Well, it was just a power play, It's like, it's just like, come on, man, just if you don't like my stuff, you don't like my stuff, fine, but don't be stupid about it.
Kelsey, I'm noticing you're laying down the ink and it's black, but then it turns grayish as it dries.
It's probably because of it's wet. Like I'm adding water to it, so when I first lay it down, it's probably just darker because it's wet.
Okay.
Is it kind of like a mood ring sort of thing?
Yeah.
Mood ring.
Yeah, it's just like when Kelsey, relaxes, it gets gray, but then he gets uptight and it gets darker.
Yeah, when I get mad, it gets red.
That's right.
Like her cape's about to be. It's going to be red.
Yeah, I you know what? I'm going to look that up because I'm not sure that I think that this is legit.
You should look it up right now.
You know what? I'm going to.
Well, maybe on second thought, maybe don't.
Beowulf is talking about Jack Elam. He says, last person to disrespect me, I fractured his eye socket, and his eye hangs a little lower.
Dang.
Is that a?
Yeah, Jack Elam was that conversation an hour ago.
Wow, Kelsey, this is interesting.
What?
Miss Fury now has the reverse cape of the Black Terror.
Blue on the outside, red on the inside.
Yeah, no, it's red on the outside and blue on the inside.
See, I've seen it every different way. So that's why I'm going to have red on the inside anyway. I'm going to do kind of reverse it because I think that it'll silhouette there, or at least because he's got Spirit's got a red tie also. So.
Oh, that's right. So you're.
I'm bringing it into red.
You're bringing in multiple angles of red here. All right, so here, let me show this.
I could screw this up big time here as soon as I start painting it.
There it is. There's your cover.
There you go.
See, there she is. Look, red on the outside and black underneath, which doesn't
Why
make
would
any sense at all.
Why would
I think they messed up on that cover, though.
Yeah, I agree, because if the cape was down, you wouldn't be able to see her silhouette.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous.
No, dude, but that's not the only one that that shows it like that.
Show another one.
Yeah, well,
gosh,
I mean, nobody said the Golden Age was good, did they?
That's true. You're on to something there. Okay, this is, oh, that's so tiny. I can't use that. This is off the cover, apparently, Miss Fury #1. #4, here we go. She's battling, it looks like, the Japanese menace. So be prepared for racism and me getting this channel shut down.
Okay, we're ready.
Here
just every other Wednesday.
See, there you go again. See, it's like it's red on the outside and blue on the
That's so dumb.
Then they're stupid.
I think it just looks better in that composition to color it that way.
Could be, but you wouldn't want the underside of the cape to be black because then you'd have trouble separating it from her figure.
But in that, pose, it works better.
She doesn't have any eyes either. Look, they put flesh tone in there.
Yeah.
So she was mutant. She was born without any eyes.
Losers.
Ah, the golden age. You got to love it.
I have to go back to Kelsey's ink. Hold on a second.
Will you quit kissing his butt?
Hold on a second. Kevin Wolf says Kelsey adds SJW tears to his ink.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Graze them out.
Let's talk about how close a race this was for Golden Age, Silver Age. I mean, it was like right on the money.
Silver and bronze were tied at like 32%, and this Golden Age was 34%.
That's just
what are the rules about bringing back categories? Can we bring back
Sure.
categories?
If one didn't get picked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually at the end of the month, I take the losers category and make a new category out of those. But since David insisted that everybody be involved, now we just take turns.
Because, I mean, since those other categories were so popular, I think we should put them up there again.
Exactly.
Well, I like your idea of like doing the same character. Like, what if we brought each of those back as just a standalone episode where we each draw like one Silver Age character and do our own takes on it or whatever?
Yeah, I like that idea. Since I'm not drawing.
Yeah.
So basically, bring back the losers for a week and just say, okay, this week, we're doing,
have a vote on the character. So we're doing Silver Age this week. Here are Silver Age characters. I guess I don't know. There's so many that might be hard.
Here's the thing. Now, and I'm being totally serious. Now we make a joke out of this not being a competition. But if we all draw the same thing, then it actually does become a competition.
Oh, I was thinking that too.
What are you scared?
Yes.
No, I'm not. I fear that. But
I'm not.
no, I just David and I actually talked about this long ago about, before we even started doing this, that it was like, if you're out here, like we're all drawing the same thing, then it's kind of like, I don't know. It feels more restrictive to me because now we are literally competing against each other. I'm looking over my shoulder the whole time. And
I can't argue with that.
Kevin Wolf says Hawkman across the ages. So we could each take a different era of like Hawkman, for instance. Or,
that would be okay. Something like that. Or, like
idea.
You've got like the Golden Age Batman, the Neil Adams Batman, and then the Frank Miller Batman.
He also says James Bond, pick your 007. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, we could do Ultraman. There's a whole bunch of
Oh, yeah, David would win that one.
Ultraman, of course, now you're bringing in anime again.
That's
not accurate. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's Sentai. And that's not Sentai. It's Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
Don't
Is that
swear on
Sentai?
this channel. I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's like
Those aren't even words.
Might as well be speaking French. You know what I'm saying? Just
You're throwing out Gorfinkel's, and then now you're questioning.
wow. True. I guess. Well, wait a minute. Whose turn is it to pick next? Anyway, Kelsey, you picked this week, so it's David's turn next week. So I guess he can do what he wants.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see. What's David gonna do? We'll see. I don't know. He's not picking things like I didn't expect him to do the Black Terror on this one. I expected something. I think he's superheroed out. Are you superheroed out? Are you more into street level guys now?
No, I'm just,
keeping it loose.
He understands that. He understands his shtick is getting old, and
Does David have a shtick?
Hey, it's a really long one.
Oh my gosh! Here we go.
I was going to ask you, David, what's the urban equivalent of shtick? But you answered my question.
Schwan.
Wait a minute, Dave, you're not doing. Wait a minute, I thought you said you were doing Golden Age Superman. SOB. I was going to do Golden Age Superman, and he's like, "No, I'm doing." I'm like, "All right," and then I look up, and he's doing the Black Terror.
You got scammed. I can't believe that worked, Aaron. Jeez.
I know, man. Fell for it.
Idiot.
All right, here's where I proceed to F it up.
You can start putting
Red.
color in there. Get that red.
Yeah.
in
Is that gouache?
No, I'm going to, of course, you know me, I can't say with a good thing. I'm going to have to experiment, and I'm going to bring in the inks on this one because I'm doing a nighttime scene, and I want it to be like really bright. So I don't know. We'll see how it works.
I love your confidence.
But I'm gonna probably do some gouache over the top of it for if I need some like opaque fixes and whatnot.
there. You know what's going to happen? It's going to look completely like crap, and we're going to go, "Oh well, Kelsey, you really blew it this time." And then by next week, he'll have saved it again, and we're like, "Dang, how did you do that?"
Yep. He's just punking us. He's just we're being trolled.
The chat is like lit up with suggestions of. I mean, just there's tons of good suggestions.
Cool, good, awesome.
Direct him at David. It's his pick this week.
Yeah, so don't get your hopes.
Exactly.
Oh, I need to get some new water. Yeah, I'll be right back.
It's going to be there's going to be something anime going on. I know it.
All right. Let's do Miyazaki characters.
No,
There you
I don't know
go.
what it is.
There you go.
Let's vote on the different movies that Aaron was supposed to watch, and let's see which one.
Yeah.
He hasn't watched yet.
Hey, I watched it. I said I'd watch
Roblox
it.
Carnival.
It took me a few weeks, but I did get through it.
Dang. A couple of weeks just to get through a cartoon.
Well, I work a lot, man. I don't recreate. So to actually sit down, it feels weird for me to sit down and actually not be working. I know that sounds really bizarre, but it is true.
Yeah, who else would sit at a Comic-Con and draw breakfast cereal characters? Don't have anything to do.
Well, it's like I was just sitting there doing nothing, and I'm like, okay, why don't I do something? Something is better than nothing, right? And so I ended up.
So are you saying it was slow?
I'm saying
Because I remember I mentioned that I'm invited to next year's.
yeah, it was slow. And the guy does a really good job of putting on the show, though. I don't want to, I don't.
Busy trying to build it.
Yeah, and I mean, it gets everybody lunch and everything, and we had great lunches.
Okay, enough said. I'm there.
Yeah.
The got a nice little green room, and
I'll hang out with anybody if they buy me lunch.
well, this is the show for you then.
Okay.
Hopefully, you won't cut the budget though, and no lunch.
Yeah, no lunch. Yeah.
Is it a bad thing that I'm drawing Hitler from memory?
It's bad if you get it dead on.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what's kind of ticking me off. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that doesn't really look like him other than the stash. But
Anybody looks like Hitler with that hairstyle and the mustache.
that's true. Well, if you look at some of the like the Golden Age books, like the ones that Mac Rayboy drew, like Captain Marvel Jr. and stuff. I mean, his likenesses for Hitler were just dead on,
Man, he was the Travis of his day.
He was, man. That guy was freaking awesome.
who?
Mac
Great.
Rayboy.
I don't know if I know that one.
He was
Eric,
like
bring it up.
he was
Let's take a
he was
look at
Travis Charis before Travis.
Aaron's gonna have to bring some up.
All right, I'll bring it up.
If you saw some of the covers, Kelsey, you would recognize the art.
This one I tried to get, but someone bought it. I found it on like a dealer website, and by the time I contacted him, he had just sold it, and now it's gone through the roof. But let me show you this cover.
Dan's Dan wants to know when you met him, Aaron.
Back in Ot 5. Oh.
Yeah.
Back in Ot 5.
That means
All right.
1905, not
Yeah, exactly.
2005.
All right. Here we go. Check this out. I mean, this dude could draw. He's like probably, arguably the best Golden Age illustrator comics. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hands down. Yep.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great.
Now that book costs a fortune now because somebody finally realized that, oh, wait a minute. It's got Hitler on the cover. And it says, why is Hitler so miserable? And why is Captain Marvel Jr. so happy? Open up the book and find out.
Find out, yeah.
In the history of the world, nobody reads the cover captions. But every editor in comics thinks that's going to get someone to buy the book.
I know. Turn to page 4 for the answer. 68 pages in full color. Well, that's a selling point.
Standing at a newsstand and you're going to read the captions?
No, you're going to
look at dazzled by the artwork.
Yep, exactly. I mean, there's another one that's pretty funny where he's Captain Marvel Jr. is whipping him with a belt. Have you seen that one?
Mm.
So this one wrote it says, "Poor Hitler can't catch a break."
Oh.
Oh, Dan says that he always read them. See, that's my mistake. I think everybody is like me.
Sucker born every minute.
Quit insulting our audience, man. What are you doing? I should be drawing instead of looking this stuff up, but I just want to pull up one more here.
The answer.
It reminded me of that artist Pike. Remember, I forget his full name, but he wrote
Pike and Tina Turner.
No, Pike.
Oh, Pike.
He draw great women. Pike.
What?
Good old Pike and Tina Turner.
Is it Albert Pike? Yeah, good old.
Okay, now check this cover out. Captain Marvel Jr. spanking Hitler with a belt.
Oh man, I've never seen that. Well, Adolf looks like he's kind of into it.
Yeah,
He's like, woo!
Hirohito.
Tojo is mad that he's not the one getting the belt.
Yeah, is that Hirohito? Who is that again? The Japanese emperor or whatever.
Hirohito, yeah.
Was that the emperor? Oh, okay. I thought that was the general.
Yeah, he's getting whacked too. Pardon the expression. But that's Mac Rayboy there.
Oh, they're the terror
twins.
Read the caption.
Captain Marvel Jr. belts the Terror Twins.
I learned my lesson. I read the caption.
Wait a minute. Who's hoodoo? Look inside for the answer, Gary.
See, that's how you need for a cover.
There we go. That could be Toad. Oh, wait a minute. Adolf hit me harder. Adolf hit me harder. Tojo maybe is who that is. I don't. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Was the general?
Could be
because he has the glasses. But didn't the emperor also wear glasses?
I thought he did. I thought the emperor had glasses too. So it's hard to say. But look at how well that's drawn. You know what I mean? For like in comics back then. Come on. Yeah. But of course, what's his face? Who did Captain Marvel? David, help me out.
CC Beck.
Yeah, CC Beck, and that guy could draw too.
I love that guy's stuff.
His figure work,
it's so fun.
Yeah, he had like these cartoonish faces, but the on Captain Marvel with the dot eyes, but the figure work was just like right on, man. I think I have Hitler's part on the wrong side after looking at that. I'm going to assume
you were a real Nazi. No.
Well, no, I'm going to assume that Mac Rayboy drew that during the war. That he probably had the part right.
I can hear David's marker scraping the paper. Laying down the ink.
Yeah, it's like your fingers across the chalkboard.
And the chat wants to know what Kelsey's doing.
Oh, I'm painting. What does it look like?
Well, you're doing your underpainting, basically.
Yeah, well, sort
You
of.
do a base color.
Yeah, you do your base color or your.
Well, I'm doing like light in the air, and it's it's kind of like you don't want it to be opaque, like this kind of like light. So, yeah, I'm trying to create it with it as watery as possible, and to get the kind of blending that you can only get with like real wet on wet kind of stuff. So I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'm just making shit up.
All right, hey, I'll be right back. Kelsey, you're in charge.
Okay, I'm in charge. You're all dead.
Yeah.
break for lunch.
So I don't know. Like now I'm doing the old combo of the orange and teal look that Hollywood does. I'm trying that with ink and water, and I'm scared shitless, honestly, but we're gonna make it work. Pardon all my Frenchie. Those French, man, they're awful people.
Yeah, the French, were they prolific cursors? I mean,
Cursors, yeah. I think so.
I always think of sailors or dock workers as being salty.
So I should say, like, pardon my sailor. My
I don't know. My nautical lingo.
yeah.
Look at you. You're painting the spirit's face green.
Well, he's in shadow. Just spilled a little.
And I'm digging how you're laying paint down and picking it up with the same brush.
Yeah, it's no easy feat, believe me. I'm like I'm chasing the dryness. Right now, all this is drying. As soon as it's dry, I'm doomed. Like that's it. That's how it works. So I gotta make it work like right now.
Did you ever use the spray bottle technique?
No, I always wanted to, but I've never done it with. I mean, this is ink, so I guess you can keep it wet. That's probably a good idea, honestly. To just keep spraying it down, but
yeah, also, never mind. I mean, I don't recommend you doing that now.
Well, now I'm worried about the paper too. Like I'm actually surprised it's holding this well right now. So
yeah, it's not. Oh, you've got it taped down though.
Yeah, not that it's doing much good. I mean, it's bubbling up like crazy. Okay. I needed to tape it down to some cardboard. Actually, I didn't do that.
What'd I miss?
You wait till next week to have.
Oh, hey, quit talking about him. He's back.
Yeah, I just won, Gary. You missed it. I mean, Aaron. That's not Gary. That's Aaron.
Yeah.
I put you in charge.
That's the first mistake. Yeah.
The show's over and Kelsey won.
See, watch if this is already not blending well, and I know I'm going to regret this.
Yeah, weren't you saying that last time?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's working out actually.
Oh, I really blew it, guys.
I'm just being honest. I feel like I'm doing that every time out. So, all right. So far, so good. It looks like a muddy mess. That's always a good sign.
Well, for you, yeah.
Oh man, I got to reform my page.
Dude, quit using copy paper to paint on. All right.
Yeah, it's typing paper.
No, this is Canson artboard, and I'm going about as far as you could possibly go with it. I think I'm pretty sure.
Pushing it.
You dare hit it with a blow dryer?
I honestly need to so that I can get it dry. Why do you say that? Do you think it'll bubble up even more?
The paper, it might work.
I use blow dryer all the time on a watercoloring because I don't want to wait for it to dry.
Citizen
Right.
Ronan is also suggesting that.
But I also don't use 20-pound copy paper to paint on either. So.
This is 30 pound, I'll have you know.
This is a Dollar Tree special.
30 pounds.
Kelsey's gonna like do his next masterpiece on some toilet paper, and this is gonna well, this is all I had, but check it out.
Don't breathe on it; it'll disintegrate. But
this painting is the shit.
All right, now I have to wait for it to dry, so we'll see what happens. I got about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, come back tomorrow. Let us know how it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like really, really wet to be doing this on a. How much time do we got? 20 minutes left.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just do what I do. You want it to dry, just hold it under your arm.
Yeah. I might leave stains on it if I do
That's
that.
pretty good. That's pretty good. If I put like his swastika armband on him, am I going to get in trouble?
For what?
Do you need to? I mean,
Well,
we
part of
know
the uniform, from what I'm seeing, he's like always had that sort
With
of.
the Hydra logo on there.
it's because it has a touch of red in it. Is that why?
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Screw it, man. It's history. I'm doing it.
Why
Yeah,
did you
there's no
why did
reason,
you even
right?
pause to even ask that question? Just draw.
Yeah. Idiot.
We're not about destroying history over here.
No, maybe rewrite a little. I don't mind that.
As long as it improves the narrative.
Well, yeah, depends on whose side is writing the.
Well,
story.
I'll tell you this. I'm not a Nazi because I just screwed this Nazi symbol so bad.
Yeah,
I'm
make
sure
it
what it
Hydra.
looks like, but it doesn't look
Make it
like what it's supposed to.
Make it Hydra.
It's like, there's that certain way you draw Superman's S, and if you didn't get it exactly right, they sent it back to you and made you redo it.
Superman's ass?
Or give it to somebody else who can do it better,
Damn it! I ruined it. I knew I was going to do that.
I mean, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that.
What am I doing? Stop me!
Yeah.
Somebody pull the plug on this now.
God. It was so smooth. What the hell did I just do? Damn. Whatever.
We encourage experimentation.
Killing me.
We'll paint some more on there. I don't care what y'all say.
You think this looks bad? You just wait.
Wait. We'll make it worse.
Aaron, what's the clock situation?
We have exactly. Well, do we want to go to 3:30 or actually 2 hours from when we started? Because it's two different answers. 15 minutes till 3:30. We got about 25 minutes till we're.
Oh, geez.
David, and
Try!
What was that?
the time. You want
What
a
I
full
don't
hour?
care about the time.
Yeah.
Kelsey wants more time right now, so I'll give it to him.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
I'll take the blame this round.
Yeah, well, I want it to look as bad as possible, so I'll give you more time to keep working on it.
There's always more time for me to mess it up if you just give me a little more time. Yeah. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop.
Oh,
Put my brush down.
it's not a competition. It's just for fun. So.
Mostly, I'm just competing with my own stupidity. I'm like trying to go in.
That's the beauty of it.
It's so difficult because I'm so dumb. All right. I think I can leave it alone. It's in a spot. Oh God. Oh.
Phil in the chat is asking if they need to crowdfund a paper for you, Kelsey.
Yeah, that might help.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Help Kelsey get some real tools.
Well, then it won't come out as good.
You hold it up and it's dripping.
It is. I'm trying to actually drip it down a little bit.
Like a special effect.
When it buckles, the paint pools in these little dips.
Yeah.
And you can't have that because then it'll look all even. So uneven.
Brian, suddenly old says Kelsey's piece is now the buckler.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Pick up the buckler today on funmycomic.com.
You can't you can't be a genius all the time.
That's a great name for a character, like that cover you were holding up, the kid whipping Hitler. A buckler.
It is a comic on Fun My Comic. I'm not kidding.
Does he whip people with his belt buckle? Is that the
maybe? I don't think it's a comic for Gary though. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's a bit mature.
Oh, is that what we call it these days?
Yeah.
Kelsey's being diplomatic.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm at a holding point. It looks like it's drying.
Well, wait a minute. You've been at a holding point waiting for it to dry. So how is it now even more?
No, he hasn't. He waited about 2 minutes and then he started painting again.
Yeah. So now it's taking everything I got not to get in this right now.
Yeah. Now it's really wet.
Dude, seriously, get a hair dryer. Do you not have a hair dryer?
I barely have hair. What do I need a hair dryer? What do you have a hair dryer for?
I stole it from my commercial arts studio back in the 90s. I still have it. And
I think I got one somewhere. Keep it for my beard just in case.
Right, exactly.
Put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? You guys ever hear that story about Wrightson doing? I think it was the painting for the cover to Web of Horror #3. It was like that abominable snowman painting thing.
Where you put it in the oven?
Yeah, we put it in the oven to get it to dry faster so they could shoot it because it was painting.
I heard Starlin did that. Jim Starlin.
Apparently, it was an epidemic.
But it was the same thing. They were late. He was painting with acrylics or something. I don't know. And it was still wet, and they put it in the oven.
Yeah, well,
Wrightson
said his curled up like crazy, he said, and then he had to go flatten it out. And thought that was pretty funny stuff. You know, the kind of inside baseball to these guys we, hold to such high esteem, and they're out there. They don't know any more than we do. They're just out there, just have more talent, but they didn't know how any of this stuff worked either.
So, Kelsey, what would you do if you were doing this piece for a publisher and the deadline was today?
Probably the same thing I'm doing now.
Put it in the oven.
I would do it in the computer. That's what I would do.
Yeah, you could fix it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing this. I don't know. Honestly, I would probably do it in just basic washes and I'd probably ink it more thoroughly and let the inks do most of it. And, like you see in old school comic coloring, it's like just a couple washes to really, and maybe some shadows, and that's it. They call it a day. Yeah. And it's so effective, honestly. The simpler it is, sometimes the more effective it is.
I agree. I prefer, but of course you have to have strong art. You know what I mean?
I've already failed. So
yeah. But no, I mean, it's, I prefer kind of well done flat coloring or, minimal coloring is really, really nice because it sort of, it complements the work instead of trying to overtake it and turn it into something it was never really intended to be.
I agree. But I like the look of when you see an old comic and you see that it's flat color, but then you look closer and you can tell that it's actually been hand colored.
Yeah,
it gets such a kick out of that for some reason. I'm like, wow, did this by hand?
I used to think, Maurice Severin did a great job of old style comic coloring.
Yeah.
Of course, I think she started it coloring at EC.
I liked Maurice Severin, Glynis Oliver.
Yeah.
A lot of the ladies were really good. I know Glynis because she colored Alan Davis a lot back in the early days.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Yeah, and I loved the way that looked. And then also the Frank Miller's old lady.
Oh yeah, Lynn Varley.
Yeah, Lynn Varley, and also
Matt
Hollingsworth. Actually, when he started, he was hand painting the colors. And so if you look at like Grindle, like some of the Grindle stuff, Grindle Tales, you'll see Matt Hollingsworth doing like watercolor and airbrush, and he was a big Lynn Varley mark actually, so kind of looked like that a little bit. Yeah, good stuff.
Matt Wagner or
no, Matt Hollingsworth was actually coloring some of that stuff back in the day. Matt Wagner is a really good painter too. I like his paintings a lot, actually.
David, what are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Typical answer from Williams.
He's in the middle of his existential crisis, like I am, so he's can't talk.
Not me. I'm just flowing right along.
Yeah. Oh, is he coloring? I don't know how he colors on a light box like he does.
Well, how do you color the Black Terror? I mean, seriously, he's black.
Correctly.
You got a little bit of flesh tone in there and you're done. So that's kind of like a cheating coloring, right? It's like, oh, look what I did. I did this painting, but it's like 95% just black. A little bit of color.
Sounds like a smart move.
Yeah. If there's color on it, it's a painting.
It's making me wish that's what I did.
Go all silhouette with just a little bit of red in the sky.
Yeah. I at least got to get the red on there. How much time we got?
Well, you've got you either got 6 minutes or 16 minutes, depending on what you need.
16.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get a little bit of shadow work in here.
Yeah, our show and tell went a little long today, so we got started a little bit later than we normally do.
Aaron, I'm guessing that you're not going to be coloring yours? Maybe later.
I may get to the red stripes on Uncle Sam's pants, but that may be about it. I could go marker, though, and get it done super quick.
Yeah, go marker. Go crayon.
My problem was on this one is I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do until well past the starting gun, if you know what I mean. So
honestly, that needs to be one of the shows, one of the things that we do. We challenge each other with a certain type of medium.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm for that.
So if we put it in the thing that, crayons or charcoal or whatever the heck, someone picks crayon and we gotta find some crayons and
I like that actually. That's pretty fun.
There you go, David. Like I said, it's your week, man. You can do whatever you want.
You could do chalk. You could do
no, I'm gonna go buy chalk.
Monty crayon. Okay, that has to be the qualifier. If you don't have the art supply.
I just got chalk. I'm ready to go. Look at that.
Around. Got chalk laying around.
Just bought some chalk off the dollar store. Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, that I believe actually, but
I got some chalk because my grandson draws on the floor outside.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I was going to say I don't have little kids anymore, so all of our chalk or sidewalk chalk is gone.
There's some amazing sidewalk chalk illustrators out there.
Oh yeah. I saw this one. It was on Twitter, and I don't know. I mean, sometimes you don't know if it's true or not. But like this guy drew, there was like a whole flock of sheep coming by, and he drew like a bridge on a sidewalk. So it looked like, from our perspective, it looked like the bridge was out. But the sheep, when they got up to it, they reacted to it, even though from their perspective it looked weird and long. You know how those weird images look.
Yeah.
They still reacted to it like it was a bridge that was out, and they went around it.
It was like a Wile E. Coyote thing where they
really bizarre.
Painted a door in the side of the cliff, and they all went through the door. And he's like, "Wait a minute!"
Yeah.
And he tried to go through it, and it didn't work. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like amazing that they saw that from that, and understood what it was, and then it's also amazing that they understood, even though it was all out of perspective from their point of view. Really wild.
There's a YouTube video out there where this wife of this an artist drove into the garage and drove through the garage door, and she was complaining that her husband painted the inside of the garage on the outside of the garage.
Oh my gosh. See, this is the kind of thing that drives me nuts, and this is just the capitalist in me. But I look at people that do like you said, they do these elaborate drawings on the sidewalk, and they're just amazing. And you're like, but how do you monetize that? You're spending hours of your day doing that, and for what? It's like, why are you practicing doing something that you can't monetize?
Well, like Dave Stevens, art for art's sake.
Yeah, well, he was monetizing his art.
That's true.
They monetize it by doing
Go ahead.
They monetize it by doing a video and posting it up, and it gets hundreds of thousands of hits.
That's true.
That's true.
Dang, I forgot what I was going to say.
As my mom would always say, and she still does, quite frankly, that if you forgot, must not have been important.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Or it must have been a lie.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Remember Georgia the Jungle, that cartoon?
Oh yeah.
Georgia the Jungle, watch out for that tree.
Oh wait, that was Goofy. Never mind.
This funny episode that they had, because I'm bringing it up because I'm drawing a stick of dynamite. This guy was trying to blow up George, or and all this kind of stuff, and he picked up the dynamite and it said TNT on there, and George kept on calling it Tiniti. He said, "Look, Tiniti." I was like, dude, I'm funny. And I couldn't stop saying that all day at school. Tiniti.
It was like the Christmas Story movie.
Yeah,
Darren McGavin gets his major prize, and it says "fragile" on the box, and he keeps saying, "Oh, it's Italian, fragile."
yeah.
Well, that makes me think of that. David, you just sent me that like Little Rascals clip with Stymie and the guy from Borneo or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh!
I told you it was funny.
Is that one of those forbidden ones now?
That down from YouTube.
Yeah.
One of those forbidden.
Yeah. It was.
Well, so I guess the kids thought that the Borneo man was their uncle, but it was actually the guy running the circus, right? That was their uncle or something.
Yeah. And
he was going to say yum yum because he eat him up, yum yum, eat him up, yum yum, because he wanted candy.
Yeah, that's all he could say. That's the only words he could say.
The kids
they
thought
got him out of the jungle and stuff like that. Yeah. I was like, man.
Yeah, this black guy dressed up. He had a bone in his nose. Oh my god, it was just unbelievable.
Did you see the part when Stymie got scared by him?
Yeah, well, he's in the kitchen and he's
yeah. And then his feet turned before he
just wanted to turn the other direction. So.
His feet did a 180.
I thought it was funny that at the very beginning, they're all sitting on the street corner and Stymie's got this bag of candy and everybody's like, hey, man, can we have a piece? He's like, no. You know how hard it is to get candy these days? He's just shoveling the candy in his mouth. Oh, gosh.
Did you watch the other one I sent you?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, no.
Is
that's the one.
With the sweat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent that to me where he wipes the sweat from his forehead and throws it on the wall.
Oh.
So I'll just let you know in on what happened, Kelsey. It's like they're making a cake because they're trying to raise some money and stuff like that from the kids, the local kids or whatever. Yeah. And they're reading directions on how to make this cake. And so it says, so Stymie is like stirring and it says, sit on stove and, stir until hot, right? So it means the bowl, but he goes and literally sits on it and he's stirring. And then he's like sweating up a storm. And then he wipes his sweat and throws it on the wall and it quick cuts over to the wall and nothing but black sweat just goes across the wall.
Like Indian ink.
Exactly. Indian ink black. It was so funny. I die every time I see it. I was like,
I should post that on Twitter, see what kind of reaction I get.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good luck with
that. Hey, Prince did a song called Black Sweat.
Of course.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Oh, goodness.
Black Sweat.
And it was pretty funky, too. So look it up.
I will.
Hey, now, here's an interesting Prince story that really has nothing to do with what we're talking about. We got 6 minutes, by the way. Prince, there was a basketball player named Carlos Boozer, and Prince rented his house from him because he had this house. I want to say it was in LA. Maybe it was someplace else.
It was. I know this story. Keep going.
Well, you may be the one who told me.
No, just keep going.
Well, so Prince rents the house from this guy, and he goes in and like redoes the whole house, right? The whole front of the house. So it's like
he Princifies it.
Yeah, Princifies the whole house. And like Boozer's trying to get in touch with him and he can't get in touch with him. So he drives over by the house and sees his whole house has been Princified and he's just freaking out and he's trying to sue him and all this stuff. And Prince is like, no, dude, be cool. I'll fix it. And sure
he
enough,
added value. That's what he did.
When he moved out, he hired someone to come in and just return it to the way it was, but it was like, I mean, he tore up the front yard, right? I mean, it was like everything. It was just like
everything.
You wouldn't recognize
like he put Prince symbols everywhere, made the house purple, all that kind of craziness. And
then he spends the money to have it. So the basketball player goes back to his house and everything's back the way it was. And didn't he send him like a huge check or something too to apologize?
Yep.
Must be nice having money.
Yeah, it's good to be.
I'd buy a Frazetta painting. I wouldn't mess with the house. Especially one I didn't own. Then have to pay to fix it. Just get a Frazetta painting instead, man.
I like it. I like my artists to be eccentric like that. You're like, can I stay at your place? Sure. And then you go out for groceries, you come back and it's all different. Like, what the hell did you do? I just wasn't comfortable. I had to make myself more comfortable. Like, oh, all right. I don't know. If Princified my house, I'd probably be laughing my ass off, honestly. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Can you do my car next?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. That I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Got to say thank to Marcus in the chat for putting up the campaign links. Thank you, Marcus.
Oh, that's right.
Is your campaign started?
No.
Oh.
I am the worst at promotion, man. So David's Bass Reeves, West of Hell, is still open on Indiegogo. You can still back it. You'll find the link in the description of this video. My Wraith of God Blood Hunters is still active and alive, and you'll find the link in the description of this video. Also, my second printing of Wraith of God #1 is en route to me and will be delivered on Monday. And we'll start shipping those out, fulfilling those. So if you ordered one of those, you won't have to wait too long, and it'll be there. Gary's Brush with Destiny sign up for his art book is the link is in the description of this video. All these are on Indiegogo, and of course, Kelsey Shannon's YouTube channel is also in the description. So, we would appreciate, you following Kelsey, and also hit the like and subscribe to this channel as well while you're here. So there you go. There's my promotional 2 cents worth. Well done. Now back to Hitler.
Back to Hitler and the casual racism of Spanky and our gang.
Aaron, is that piece to scale? Your Hitler is either really small or the hero is like a Nephilim.
Well, no. He's like Hitler's collapsed. He's just holding him up by the lapel. So,
but also your table's slanted, so you can't.
Oh,
okay. Because like from here, it looks like his fist is as big as Hitler's head, so I wouldn't want to be right now.
No.
Uh-oh. Kelsey's adding the red. It's over.
I got like 2 minutes left. I got to do it now.
Yeah, you got to put it on his tie too.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Wow, that red is vibrant.
Yeah, colored inks. Can't go wrong with the colored inks. Well, you can. You can go wrong really easily.
Yeah, that's what I was like, is that right? Is that right?
Screw it up.
There ain't no coming back from colored inks, man. Well, unless you break out the gouache.
That piece that I showed at the beginning of the show, that rock and roll commission, the title of the band is in the composition, and the client wanted me to paint the logo, the title logo, red, and I talked him out of it. It's like,
Well, did you think it would mess it up? Were you worried?
Oh yeah, I mean, finish the piece, and the last thing I have to do is paint the logo red. I was guaranteed to mess that up.
Yeah, and then at that point, you're like, the guy changed his mind. I don't like it painted red after all. You're like, oh, you're stuck with it now, pal.
I've been working on it for like 3 months, and then the last 10 minutes.
Oh, look at Aaron adding his red too.
Oh
yeah.
Well, if Kelsey's going to do it.
Quick, where's the red marker?
Yeah.
I know, I'm not even doing watercolor, man. I'm just getting the marker out. And
wow, the red makes, you guys are right.
It makes a big difference, right?
It's sing, baby.
You're right, yep.
Now, I think Uncle Sam's tie is actually blue, but I might make it red just to combat Kelsey.
You got to do it exactly how the Golden Age. Isn't that what you were saying? Gotta do
it. Okay, shut up. Caught me in my own
web
rules and regulations.
All right, well, this ain't done, but it's done enough for the show anyway. I may keep messing with it, kind of pop him out some more. But I think I also want to do the buildings so that you can see them kind of fading out in the background, add some lighting.
Have those two characters ever been featured on the same piece before?
I don't think so. And I don't know why I did it. I just saw somebody say they wish somebody would do Shadow and or Spirit and what's her face from the Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit and what's her face from the Spirit? Pagel.
No,
I said that.
They were wanting Sans. This was earlier, I think, in the comments or something. But I was already kind of wanting to do this chick because I don't know. I liked her costume, and I was reading about her character, and I kind of dig her what the comic is about. I kind of like want to read it now. I'm like, that's actually pretty cool because she inherits this Puma outfit from from South America or something, and it doesn't give her any powers, but it grants you a wish. So, but the thing is that it's one of those monkey's paw things where every time your wish gets granted, 2 things bad happen. So,
oh yeah.
So I'm like, is she creating the crap that she's got to fight in her comic by creating bad luck from her wishes? I mean,
Wow,
that's interesting.
Yeah, an ongoing, like a wheel that you can't escape.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging the premise of it, and I kind of want to read.
Do you think back in the golden age they thought that through all the way and made the most?
No,
of it?
I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure it just drags it along forever without ever. They probably forgot the premise after a while, right? Like
exactly. Good. What's her powers again? Who cares?
Yeah, just entertain us for half an hour, right?
These kids don't care.
I don't care. I am going to do one.
All editors from those days sound the same.
Yeah.
Chomping on a cigar.
Get back to work.
The character's motivations. Our character is to get the job done, kid.
I had a weird dream last night. The only thing I had left to finish on that rock and roll piece was whiteout corrections. And I had a dream last night that I was working at some studio at Dark Horse, and I couldn't find my whiteout.
Oh no!
And that was the dream. Me going asking people for whiteout, looking at all my stuff, and Steve Rude was there yelling at me, and it was not a pleasant dream.
The FedEx guy's knocking on the door. Yeah. You're like, I'm trying to find my whiteout. Just hold on.
Exactly. That's what the dream was about.
I keep having these dreams that I'm in college and I'm late for a class and for a test, and I never can get to the class, or I've not attended any class all semester, and then I've got the final coming up, and I'm like, I have no idea even what the class is because I never go.
Right.
I don't know what that says, but those are reoccurring dreams that I have a lot. So
the 2 school dreams that I have are the typical one. I can't remember my locker combination, or I can't find my locker, and the other one is I'm sitting at my desk and then I realize I have no pants on.
I've never had that.
And then I start thinking, well, did I even get to school? I usually walk to school. How did I get to school and
without any pants?
Dad's
Den of Pop Culture says, I have that one all the time. I think he's referring to the missing class or skipping class and then realize you have a final, then you have no idea even what's going on in the class. Oh, man.
Yes, Marcus, I need to make corrections.
Hey,
Bearwolf 13 says she does have extra strength and speed wearing the suit, Kelsey.
What now?
Well, maybe that was her wish.
Bearwolf 13 says that Miss Fury does have extra strength and speed when she's wearing the suit.
Oh, I'm just going by what the internet said.
You can't believe the internet. All right, I guess that's it. We're done. So I will. I'll show mine, as is the tradition. I go first. All right, here we go.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, I stand corrected. The proportions are perfect.
And you drew the swastika backwards, I think, right?
Well, you can't.
No, it's just really thick.
I don't know. Like I said, I really blew it, but you'd think that'd been easy. But
I don't know. That looks like Hitler to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That's great.
It is.
Don't mess with Uncle Sam, baby.
Give him 9 stars.
And his red and white stripy pants.
Give him 9 stars. Yeah. 9.
Oh,
9. That's how many times you got hit in the head.
Aaron, your Uncle Sam reminds me of like a Linedecker hero.
Yeah.
That just, classic. I don't know.
I know you're sensitive about this, but I like your rough inks a lot, actually.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't know if you're self-conscious about that, but I like it. It adds a lot of life to it.
Thank you. I'm trying to make myself do it. So
yeah,
this is the easiest way to do it is when you're in a rush, right?
Yeah, right.
So
that's the whole thing of this show. It's like, okay, I got limited time. How can I make this look cool? And then I swear now I'm just like, I just want to do everything like this. I have more fun doing this show than any work I do. So it's like, how can I look? Can I just work on this show? Can I just do my own? Yeah.
Bring in your but anyway, so there's Uncle Sam beating up Hitler.
That's great.
I've
Solid fourth place.
Yeah, just not even any competition.
Yeah, Citizen Ronan, that's what I wanted to say, the Arrow collar guy.
Homie L.A. Munoz says it looks orange. So there's always one in every crowd. But actually, that is Chinese orange. It's not pure red. So I usually go over it with another red, and so I get like a two-tone red, but I didn't have time. So
China's in everything. Now they're in our red for our American pants.
This piece is very Mike Millerish, if you know what I mean. I know that I do.
I don't know anything good about that.
Creamsicle pants. Wow.
Creamsicle.
There we go, Rudy. There we go. I'll take that as a plus right there.
Your creamsicle in his pants.
Oh, hey now.
Hello.
It has a 40s propaganda poster feel to it. Yeah, I'll finish this up. Put a little background in there, like "We Want You" kind of thing. Help us defeat the Axis menace or whatever. All right, Kelsey, let's take a look, a close look.
Is it my turn?
And what you got.
All right, so it looks a little faded out on the TV, but this is going to be a lot more rich and blue. But so it's not done, but you can at least see. I got her done.
In there. Look at that.
Got her about as done as she's going to get. Got her white eyes.
Very cool. I mean, that's
If
I like everything about that.
If we had a 5th place, you'd have it locked up.
You already got 4th locked up, so I can't. Yeah, I'm out of the race. So there you go. Paper's holding up pretty good. It's not too bad. Once it dries,
it looks like a roof shingle.
Right?
Then that dollar store artboard, I tell you. Man.
Yeah, so once he's got a little more contrast in him, he'll stand out really good. And not bad.
All right, it's a good start.
Good start.
All right, David. Let's see what you have to offer us here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's a little color. I like that.
You got the shading on his upper lip going in nicely.
Yeah, you're committed. You've got to paint it.
I actually like the little waviness in his hair. I kind of like what you did there with the
I like the Tinnitin or whatever. What's it called?
Tiniti.
I love that he's running at you with a stick of dynamite. That's just freaking hilarious.
He's the
That's why you love Golden Age stuff, right? Because it's a guy running at you with dynamite. I mean, how great.
Not sure exactly what he's going to do with it, but
exactly, he's going to hand place it.
He's going to shove it right down Hitler's gullet. That's it.
But I'm going to paint it.
Hang on a second. I missed a super chat here. Madoc for $1.99 a while back said, in my honest opinion, Iron Age began with Myers' iron sights.
Oh, that's interesting. I do the covers for that. Iron sights. Yeah. Interesting.
There you go. All right, David. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I'm going to paint it and make it look all pretty.
Well, I think we're all sort of committed to painting our pictures here at this point. So I can't just put red in his pants or orange.
Yeah, sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah.
It seems like now we have to paint him every show now.
But that makes me do it because I wouldn't do it otherwise. And so I'm actually kind of glad that you've sort of strong-armed us into this.
Henry Demas says, love it. Can't wait to be outbid on it at the next auction.
Yeah, the last second. Yeah.
Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Some days you just can't get rid of a stick of dynamite.
That's right. There you go.
You know, Daniel Russell's trying to get in on early. 150 confirmed for Kelsey's piece. So he's trying to get it before it's done, thinking you're not thinking too highly of it. You'll finish it. It'll be brilliant. And then you've already committed to the 150. It's a strategy. I like it.
Yeah, well, I might keep it.
Kelsey's
I'm
like,
in
"That's my
danger of
strategy."
liking my own artwork. That's not good.
Wait a minute. What are those eye masks called again? Eye masks? I don't
Eye
know.
masks, I think. I'm not sure.
Do they have
The
a name
domino
for those?
mask? Domino mask?
Is that maybe? I don't know. I've never heard the term. I mean, you're talking like Robin masks, right?
Yeah.
The little. They
They're
don't
called
really.
domino masks.
Domino mask. Why? Do you know why?
I don't know.
Well,
Probably because somebody named Domino wore one, I guess. I don't know.
well, don't be dropping partial knowledge on us, man, and then like leave us hanging. All right, everybody. That is today's episode of Graybeard's Studio. We had another, despite EVS streaming against us, apparently, we still had a really huge audience of over 170 for most of the time. So we appreciate that very much. If you haven't hit like and subscribe, please do so. Remember that we all have campaigns, except for Kelsey. We're waiting for his. But the links are in the description of this video for David's Bass Reeves, my Wraith of God Blood Hunters, and Gary's, of course, Brush with Destiny, his early sign up. So you can get to those campaigns just by following those links. We will share our finished color either on the internet. Let me try that again. On the on social media or on the show next week, because it's all on the internet. But, David will be picking categories. We can't wait to find out what it is. So thank you all for joining us. We couldn't do it without your willingness to be a part of it. And we thank you all. And we'll see you all next week right here on Graybeard's Studio.
Later.